Alrighty, you guys. So last time, you guys enacted your plan, well, makeshift plan, sort of,
We
to
planned for 3 weeks, okay?
to ambush Shago rather, taking advantage of the situation with this sort of creeping, rolling mist that was coming in that he warned you caused people to go insane. You pulled him in and paralyzed him, keeping him paralyzed for quite some time, really, until the point that he had sustained enough damage to breathe his last breaths. And due to his exposure to this mist, allowed you all to claim that it was all in self-defense. On the return journey back to the fort, you encountered, you had your first run-in with these awful sort of man-eating vines that kind of crept into your camp
Dog
late
eating.
at night. Yes, dog-eating, in fact, even. Unfortunately, Jolly passing away on the watch that evening as he had been wrapped up in one of these vines and succumbed to this sort of pulsing poison that Flint, you as well, got to experience. Picking up your things and continuing on, eventually making your way back to the fort and explaining the situation with Shago to Liara Porter, she revealed to you that he was a son of one of these merchant princes, Xanthir, and that news of his death would not go uninvestigated. She advised that though she believed you all, she still suggested laying low for the time, such that you don't attract undue suspicion towards yourselves. So you guys made your way from there to the Blarian Landing. Took a rowboat out to sea, made your way back onto the Brazen Pegasus, and went ahead and called it a night. So, as you guys rouse from your sleep and wake up, you find yourself at sea. Not really at quite as brisk a pace as your journey from the port. Seem to be maintaining a slightly slower pace on the way back into port. And as you guys awake, the boat is already in motion. Captain Ortome Swift at the helm, and the varying deckhands and crew busying themselves with work on the deck. What do you guys want to do?
Not much.
All
I
right.
think we're stuck on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm gonna go seek out the captain.
Flint and Darius are no longer exhausted,
Nice.
having gotten your long rest.
I'm going to definitely go search out the captain. Though I remember I wanted to ask her something when we ended last night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but I think I remember what it was. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm
So
gonna
she's
go
not
look
hard to
for her.
find. She's up in the sort of raised helm area, by by the wheel.
Ahoy, captain!
Hi, morning to ya.
Remember what I mentioned last night? I needed to talk to you.
Can't say that I do.
You were pretty tired.
Aye, we all were. We got in quite late.
We were wondering after you. We need to make a stop at Port Nyanzaru, but we were wondering if you would be interested in taking us down to Shilku Bay.
Shilky Bay, you say? Well, it's quite a trip. Can't say that we'd be heading that way anytime soon.
All expenses will be paid by Fort Valorian. We have the paperwork here. We're taking a job for them and investigating the bay.
Aye. Seems to all be in order, this paperwork, but unfortunately we do have shipments planned already. We're quite booked out.
I understand.
Aye.
Can you recommend anyone else that could take us there?
Honestly, I don't really keep tabs on many others. I made enough of a name for myself. I don't really need to worry too much about the competition.
Have I heard of her?
Order May Swift?
Yeah.
I'd say no.
Okay. Yeah.
You haven't
definitely
haven't
have.
really sailed the seas of this area
No, I have not.
much, and
But I will say,
yeah.
your name indeed preceded you. That's what drove us to seek you out in the first place.
Aye.
But I appreciate your candor. We will do our best to make our own way.
Well, for now, as always, I appreciate you seeking us out and using us for your travel, but I wish you good luck on your search for a new vessel, and may it be as, not quite as swift as ours, but may it get you where you need to be safely.
No vessel could ever compare to yours, Captain.
Aye.
Nor to the captain. Wink.
She kind of,
I'm a lizard man. I actually have
Yes.
to say wink, and then like.
she kind of comes up to like your knees. She's
Yeah.
she's a rock gnome, so.
And I'm 6'9".
Yeah, so she's kind of tiny. She kind of chuckles at that, and I appreciate the flattery.
Anytime. I'll go get back to work and let the guys know that we need to find another ship to get to the bay if that's where we're going.
Okay. So.
Why are we going to the bay again?
Because we need to lay low, according to what's her face and the fisty lady, and
It was an optional thing that
that
the
was far
airport
enough
had
out of
provided to you.
It would keep us away from prying eyes in Port Nyanzaru. We can make some coin in the meantime. You understand? For a while we have
Fair.
done nothing wrong. It is in our best interest to not be in Port Nyanzaru for the next few weeks.
Fair enough. And I suppose it'll actually get us closer to one of our other goals. That being west of Mbala.
Ah, yes. And whatever's causing this death curse, we need to stop it. Because I'm going to bring back my fucking dog.
Okay. Anything else that you guys want to do on the journey back to the port?
Nope.
All right. So the rest of the trip passes without much, not much of note. It's a fairly short voyage back, especially on the Brazen Pegasus. You guys are, making pretty good pace, and similarly to the journey out to the fort, you're able to make it in a single day's journey. Though you do arrive kind of in the later afternoon. The sun approaching the horizon, the sort of heat of the day kind of beginning to wane, and this, kind of thick, humid, as you guys make your way into the port, that familiar sort of hustle bustle scent and just overall colorful sights of the of Port Nyanzaru begin to once more kind of make their way into your senses. Go back here again. So, bada bing, bada boom.
So how are we doing this exchange?
I'll be right back real quick.
Divine ire?
No. Why would you play that at all?
Divine ire?
Alright, if you want to hate yourself, be my guest.
I've never understood how people can like that skill.
It's a great skill. I love it. It's my favorite. What skill is it?
Imagine sitting there and channeling and getting one shot.
Yeah, the
Oh, it's a cast on death build.
Yeah, basically. Cast on Death Portal.
No. Cast on death, like ice knife. What you do is you run in, you let the boss kill you, and then you explode. You're like a player character porcupine.
Alright, I'm back. You guys decide how you want to do this.
Nope.
Alright, good. So,
What task do we need to accomplish?
Well, we need to go and into the city, sneakily. Let what's her face know that the job is done, even though she already got the letter.
We need to show proof that we have the ring.
Yeah. And
We
then,
need to pick up the armor.
Yep. We need to get our free clothing from the guy whose life we saved. And man, I feel like we should all go in and just be really sneaky. And we need to book a ship to the to Shokube.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I mean, we all need to be off this
Yep.
ship.
Yeah,
That's where
we
you guys
can't
wanna
just
go?
hang out on ship.
okay.
you can
So,
also go in the jungle if you want to. You guys got options.
We got options.
Got options.
Darius is the only one that knows about or knows where the armor is.
Yep, so Darius gets the armor. I can excuse me. I can take care of finding us a ship. I'm good at that.
Alright, and the rest of us
Suppose the rest of us are talking.
go to
friend.
Kwayothe? Is that her name? The name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why can I never find her? This thing. There it is.
Okay.
Boom.
So, making your way into the port, you see the familiar face of Zindar, the Dragonkin harbor master, guiding the boat into a slip. Disembarking, you wave your goodbyes to the crew. The first mate, Grig, kind of just gives you a gruff grunt and
Howdy, Grig.
I
How you
grunt
doing?
back.
kind of shoulder checks you on your way out a little bit and kind of gives you like a slight little, kind of like a gruff grin before helping some of the crew with unloading these varying, barrels and crates and casks of just very trade goods and such. So, you guys step out into the harbor ward, seeing the familiar sights of the the varying beasts of burden and these dinosaurs being used. You see merchants and commoners alike all exchanging currency, goods, bartering. The market seems to be in full swing, though it is a little bit later in the afternoon. People are likely, trying to look for maybe get some deals before everything kind of shuts down for the day. So, Darius, you're making your way towards the Grand Souk. Yep.
As they leave, Darius is going to the marketplace, yeah?
Yeah.
Darius, on your way, buy me another dog. I'll give him 30 gold.
What if they don't have dogs?
Dinosaur's fine. I'll give him 40 gold, just in case.
Alright.
You have no idea what he's gonna come back with.
Sure.
Thanks, buddy.
Alright. So are the rest of you guys all heading to Golden Throne, or?
Yeah. Or find him at least. 'Cause I got
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you guys split off. Darius on your own towards the Grand Souk. Both Golden Throne and the Grand Souk are kind of in the same direction. They're both in the Merchant's Ward. So you guys can travel as a group for a little while if you'd like to, before splitting up a little bit, or you can. You guys want to stay as a group? Do you want to kind of break off into pairs or anything like that? It's up to you guys.
I imagine we'd stay together until
Stay together.
as long as possible.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, I think to avoid having people wander off by themselves,
I was thinking the same. We should take care of all our business as a team.
Well, we don't need to do it as a team. Just have at least 2 people.
Well, I feel like in case things go south, we are kind of semi-wanted men at this moment. We should. I'm gonna take that gold back because I'm coming with you. Thank you kindly. Yeah, I feel like we should stay as a group just in case. Just in case things go squirrely, as they say, or dolphiny. I don't, what the fuck's the ocean equivalent of a squirrel? Fishy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if that's what we want to do,
All right.
as
That's
long as all the tasks get done.
Okay.
Let's,
So,
well, we're at the port right now, so I'm gonna find us a ship. Is that okay? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
looking around for a ship. Brazen Pegasus seems to be the only ship that currently docked in the port.
That is a bad sign. I'm gonna find the harbor master. The
Okay.
gold dragonborn.
Doesn't take too long to find him. He's a rather conspicuous individual, and as you approach, he kind of looks you over and, friend, what can I do for you?
Hey, you. We are looking for a ship. You found us the Pegasus, and appreciate it greatly. We're coming to you again. Pegasus can no longer meet our needs. They are too busy to take us where we need to go.
Aye, and where might that be?
Silku Bay. Shilku Bay.
Shilku Bay. What
Molly.
takes you that direction?
The crazy people over at the fort want us to go check it out. They're paying us, and they'll pay for all expenses on the trip. And I show them the paperwork.
I take a moment to look it over and flips through some things. Well, I don't know that I have any captains would be willing to take such a journey. It's pretty much on the other side of the island, and not much in the way of commerce. Really, water itself is well, say it's quite poisoned even from the volcanoes that destroyed the city over there.
We don't need a merchant vessel. We just need to get there, and we have a fair amount of experienced sailor. I've been on the water for the last 40 years, and my companion here has proven himself a very able-bodied sailor, and I've pointed at the hulking form of Darius next to me.
Flex.
Sindar kind of smiles. Aye. You both look to have the the appropriate features, but
Thank you.
it's really less of a matter of ships needed and more of a matter of convincing someone to either sail there or allow you to take their vessel. You see, making your way to Shilku takes you right through Jahaka Bay.
Ah, that makes sense.
And unfortunately, Aramag doesn't really leave the bay here. Meaning
turtle.
you'd be left to fend for yourself on your way through Jahaka.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about us. I can deal with pirates, as can, and everyone here can take care of themselves. I've had a few run-ins with miscreants that make their home there in the past. And I kind of point at my eye. I got a bone to pick with them.
Well, I tell you what. This evening, as you can see, I am quite short on ships and captains. I'll keep an eye out tomorrow if you are still in town, and I will look for you. Let you know what I am able to find, or if you come to me, I can tell you what I learn. But you may have more luck checking in Tiriki Anchorage. The individuals there are a bit more pressed for coin, a bit more willing to take a risk.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Aye,
We will go there.
safe travels.
Thank you.
Where's the anchorage?
It's like right southwest of us, I think. But we should do the other shit first. We should do the other shit first for sure.
Where is it?
The map. We had the map, I think. Where'd the map go?
On the Port Nyanzaru map.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was
The
thinking it
bottom
was
left down
outside
there.
the city.
I'm gonna season these fries real fast. Give me like 2 seconds.
Yeah, sure thing.
Where is it?
What are you
Bottom,
seasoning?
bottom left of the Port Nyanzaru map.
Oh, it's on Port Nyanzaru. Oh, I thought it
Mhm,
was. Okay, yeah. Slums.
Why?
I guess that's actually southeast because this map is like
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
Map itself is turned a little bit.
sideways. But yeah.
So, you guys making your way through the city towards the merchant's port then?
Yeah, I think we have Aaron's. I guess we're doing the armor next.
Armor sounds good.
No.
Actually, no.
We have to do the Golden Throne first.
Okay, Golden Throne first.
Okay. So, from the harbor ward, you kind of make your way up onto one of these plateaus here. If you look, that merchant's ward area, you kind of step out of the harbor's ward. Sorry, excuse me. And you kind of make your way up, kind of around this this area here. Kind of walking up and around, you pass a number of these temples that you made your way, kind of raced past during the dinosaur race in your first night here. See a number of worshippers, varying, priests and priestesses. You recognize one of the temples. You recognize. Actually, whoever would be leading the group, make a perception check.
Who's lady?
Not me. Who's wise? I can make one.
Go for it. Yeah. I mean, you guys can all make one if you really want to. You guys are traveling as a group. I don't mind.
Why is Darius rolling Divine Smite?
Okay.
That's his same hotkey for unmuting his mic.
Ah,
23, natural. Yeah, okay. So, as you're making your way up and around one of these temples, one of these temples here, you recognize some of the iconography on this temple as matching that of the sort of amulet or token, the holy symbol that individual who had stumbled into your room was wearing.
Interesting. Now he didn't know what
You recognize this is the iconography of Savras.
yeah. Now, if I remember correctly, when we spoke to that crazy man,
I don't think he really knew anything.
no, we wrote it down. I know we wrote it down. I'm trying to find it in the notes. Orulunga. He didn't know what Orulunga was, but this is Savras, yes?
Yes, this is the Temple of Savras. This is iconography of this eyeball.
Yeah. Well,
I can take time to ask them if they know anything about a sort of death curse, but I don't think we should mention
Orulunga, I agree completely.
anything of our
doubt they
experience.
know anything about the curse.
Well, it's worth a look. We're here to gather information after all.
There might be a reason that that particular individual was chosen,
Yeah.
especially given he's a religious figure.
Hey, Goob.
Mm-hmm.
How obscure are like the gods in this setting that you're running?
The old gods? Like the ones here that you have in your notes, or like,
No,
which
like-
gods in
like
particular?
one in particular involving eyeballs, featured heavily in a certain D&D stream.
Oh, yeah, no. This is definitely just, these are gods of fair
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cholt is still technically in the Faerun setting.
Got it.
Yeah. It is just it's this this island sort of island kind of way off in the
It's
ocean.
Jurassic Park.
Correct. Yeah.
I say we go in and investigate.
Okay. So you guys are stopping in
yeah.
the shrine here.
Sure.
Asher, you should lead the way here. I'll follow your
Alright.
lead.
Okay.
How do we
So-
want to go about asking this question?
It's up to you. I'll follow. I'll
Alright. Alright.
back you up.
I'm gonna go and find someone who looks like they belong there.
Sure thing. So, as you guys make your way towards this temple, you see, this iconography. You see, it has this large domed roof as well. You see a couple of different versions of this. You see, in some places, you see this large, just monstrous eye. Others, you see kind of these paintings of these crystal balls filled with eyes and these diviners that seem to be kind of, speaking to or working with these crystal balls. It seems a little bit out of place. In this city of, merchant and trade and mercantile. But you notice there's a pretty good number of these varying, of these like priests and priestesses here. And as you make your way inside, you see an older gentleman in this kind of, comparatively to the rest of the sort of holy folk inside this temple, seems to be wearing slightly more ornate clothing, these kind of more decadent robes. Reasonable to think that he may be a perhaps like a leader amongst this temple of some kind, and he seems to be kind of in this heated conversation with these three individuals that are all kind of in this dark clothing, tight fitting like leather armor.
Yay!
And they
Sorry,
seem
that was
to
out
be
of character.
this is kind of like dark leather armor, kind of rough looking group. They seem to be kind of not quite yelling, but tensions are definitely high.
I would like to listen in.
Okay, make a perception check.
I'm helping. You can do it with
good.
advantage.
Yeah. I'd say each of you make your own perception checks. It's kind of really hard to help someone here.
I'm cupping my hands around his ears.
Asher and Romulo are notoriously good at perception checks.
Oh
my
yeah,
God.
we are.
Okay. 6 and a 4.
That's a
Okay,
natural
so from
one
here,
and a
yeah.
natural 2.
So from here, it's hard to really catch. You're kind of keeping your distance, so as not to attract suspicion. But you hear kind of bits and pieces of conversation. You hear where some muffled, the ring. Some more climber. Kind of hear.
Was Climber?
Yeah, you heard where, ring, and climber.
Climber.
From this
Alright.
distance, at least.
We're dealing with this. We're dealing with this the Darius way. I'm gonna walk up to them, basically barge my way over there, get my hand on my axe. I'm gonna be like, "What seems to be the issue here?"
I'm good. Are you wearing a cloak, Darius?
Fuck no.
Okay, well I'm gonna light a match and like hold it behind him with my telekinesis, so it looks like he's backlit. Just a tiny little bit. Make him
It's
scary.
pretty well lit in here. So there's some minor
Still
backlighting
doing
here.
it.
So as you walk up, Darius, you ask, all 4 members of the conversation kind of halt for a moment and turn to you. These 3 individuals, you see them kind of like almost instinctively motion towards their hips, where they kind of carry these like small short swords, these kind of like ornate looking short swords, but they stop and they kind of
stand up a little bit straighter and they look at you and... well, we were simply requesting aid in searching for a specific person from this leader of the temple here. We were told that he could aid us in our search, but seems to be unwilling to cooperate. So, well, maybe you could help us out here. We're looking for a man by the name of Artist Climber. And we
Is that
could offer
that the guy
payment
that
if
visited
you're able to find him.
Okay. I'm listening.
How do you spell his? What's his first name?
This man, Artist Climber.
That's not the guy that stumbled into our hotel room, is it?
No. This is the guy that stumbled into the hotel room was just like a front-of-the-mill
Random dude.
priest kind of looking guy.
Yeah.
We're prepared to offer payment in the form of a large gem, a ruby that our jewel crafters appraise about 500 gold pieces.
Can you get us a diamond instead of a ruby? Any chance we're the same value?
Kind of look at you and kind of squint for a moment before shifting their focus back to Darius.
You heard him. Diamond.
No, we have this ruby, and it is our final payment. We were told that this man here could cast a spell to aid in our search, but seems to be no more than a fraud of sorts.
Interesting conclusion that you've come to. All I've heard so far was that you were just yelling at him.
The old man kind of takes a look over at you. Kind of looks at you, Darius, and these men not to be trusted. Newcomers in town, and he's speaking to you with regard to these three individuals, and well, I don't get a good vibe from them. I do not believe they have the best intentions in mind. I am pretty good at sniffing out intention. He kind of winks.
I'm gonna slink back a little bit and hide behind Bumblebee, just a tiny bit.
Old man. I'll tell you what. What exactly do you not trust about them?
Well, they came to me demanding this information, and, well, no one with this kind of air about them has good intentions in mind. The guides, they tell me not to. They tell me that these men are of not a good nature.
I turn to the other three and I ask them, where are you three from?
I don't believe that's important for you to know.
Well, I think it is. Can I intimidate them?
Sure, make an intimidation check.
Does he have advantage because I'm backlighting him? No,
No.
I didn't think so.
The 12?
Yeah.
I kind of look at you and let's see. Kind of look at you for a moment and kind of scowl. Fine, we'll search elsewhere then. Kind of start making their way out of the temple. The one who is doing most of the talking kind of makes a point to kind of shoulder check you a little bit on the way out.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking clothesline him.
Okay. Make an unarmed attack.
Sure. That's just
make it-
1d20.
Just an attack roll. Add your strength modifier. Yeah.
Alright, 8, 7.
So as he shoulder
Seven.
checks you, you kind of do like the okay, kind of turn and go to swing your arm at him, and as you do so, it's strange. He doesn't really turn to see you, almost like he kind of caught you in his periphery. And he makes this very quick movement, moving only just enough to avoid the blow, but it's almost hard to really see him move in such a way. Kind of looks. We'll let that slide for now.
That was a warning strike. Next one's gonna be real.
Well, it seems that. Well, good luck. Kind of turns and continues to walk.
I'm about to fucking take a javelin out and throw it at him. We're good.
Darius, let him go. Don't kill him. Don't make a scene. People like that aren't worth your time. I say it as loud as I can, without being too obvious.
You kind of hear like a soft chuckle, but they seem to continue to walk out of the temple.
It's not like they could afford your services anyway.
And they continue walking.
All right.
At this point, it seems that the priest here kind of seems to breathe a sigh of relief and. Thank you. What did you say your name was?
Darius.
Darius. Well, fates have smiled upon me to bring you into my temple this evening. Tell me, what brings you and your group to seek the wisdom of Savras?
I believe my friend will be able to explain that better than I can. I point to Asher.
Kind of looks at you, Asher.
We're a bit curious. Your temple sort of stood out to us. And we're just part of what we're wondering is, I guess, just about Savras in general. What does your god represent?
I see. Well, it does not surprise me that the man of your aptitude has made your way here and found your way in this temple. Savras is, to many, an oddity in Nyanzaru. Savras is a deity of wizards, of fortune tellers, diviners, those who unfailingly speak the truth, regardless of if their listeners wish to hear it. This is why he appears to us in the form of an all-knowing eye, of a diviner's crystal ball. He reveals the truth when it is most hidden. And to us, his loyal and faithful followers, he shows us the way.
So, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt here. I have a question for you.
Aye.
He knows anything, yes? And everything?
Anything and everything.
How do we ask him a question?
If it is guidance that you seek, you have come to the right temple. What is it that you wish to learn? What is it that I may ask of Savras to guide you towards?
It's private.
I think it can be a little more forthright.
Well, I'll leave that to your discretion.
You've done me a great favor this evening. What can Zitembe do for you?
There's a curse taking lives of many people. In fact, a mutual friend of all of ours has fallen to this curse.
Yeah, his name was Jolly, and he was a good boy.
And other mutuals.
We have had many come to our temple amongst, and as well as others in the town, seeking miracles, first aid, healing, and
We aren't seeking healing because we don't think it'll work. We're seeking to end the curse before it takes
and you believe it to be
more lives.
And you are sure that it has to do with Chult and not some other place in the world?
All signs
have our
point to here.
sources. We have our sources that say it's here.
What tells you of this? That it belongs here in Chult?
Well, we had. It's interesting that your
Can I?
god. Yeah?
Do I get any suspicious vibes from this guy?
Make an insight check.
Can someone help me also make an insight check? Someone else also make one? I will gladly do one, but
Go ahead, roll.
Ooh, thank God that didn't roll. Okay, cool. Let's try that again. Oh, that was even worse. Okay.
Nice. Second attribute.
Someone help me.
He's a little bit hard to read for you. I mean, you're not really the one currently talking to him. You're kind of just staying on the side, and he's he's
Staring at him.
definitely an older fellow. So it's kind of hard to say if he's being deceitful or if he's just old.
What? I gotta remember because we didn't write this down. What did the guy say to us? He told us to speak to the wise guardian of Orlunga, right?
Oh, we wrote that down. Yeah, he said go to the west of Mabala, speak to the wise guardian of Orlunga.
That's what the guy told us. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now to this priest guy, we have investigators with more magical power than us who've insisted that this is the source. We were just wondering if you had heard of such a curse or knew of a sort of death curse in this land.
I've heard of this curse, and we've seen it take the lives of others here. I find it hard to believe it has anything to do with our land here. Short is a place far removed from the horrors of the world. We have many blessings for living here, and it strikes me as odd that something so evil, so foul would take root in our lands.
Well, I feel that a remote location would be the perfect place for such a thing, especially if its reach was so far.
Make a persuasion check. Ooh, 25. Nice. Kind of takes a moment to think. And
You are all foreign, not from Chult, yes?
That's correct.
Well, it's certainly a pretty, as you say, far removed place for adventurers such as yourself to seek out without purpose. You know,
I'll explain to you our purpose.
I see. Well, give me some time to consult the guides. Come back to me tomorrow. I will see what they have shown me. Perhaps it will be of use to you.
I have one more question before we part.
Aye?
Where the fuck was it? Just had to highlight it. What do you know anything about a wise guardian of Orlunga?
Ah, yes. They say that there is a ruin known as Orlunga, somewhere in the jungles south of the city. They know it is near this place known as Nibala. And they say a spirit guardian resides there, who, if reasoned with and appropriately spoken to, may offer guidance to find that which a seeker may seek.
Seems like it could be helpful. If we're still in the city, stop by and see what you discover. But I think it's sates my curiosity.
Yeah.
This one thanks you for your assistance with those fellows earlier. If you, as I said, come back tomorrow, I will consult with the guides tonight. And if we are lucky, they will show me the way. Show me what it is that you seek. The truth behind this curse and its origins.
Well, I appreciate it very much that you would look into this. Be sure to stop by.
Absolutely. But please, miss, if you will leave me, may Savras watch over you. And especially you. What did you say your name was?
Asher.
Asher. Maybe say a prayer to Savras, and as you are one of his, you are one who follows the path that he sets out. Perhaps you will learn something new.
I'll consider it.
Kind of can see like a shallow bow, before kind of making his way towards this like altar kind of set in the back of this temple.
I'll return the bow and then
Okay.
reconvene, friends.
God, stupid cat. Sorry.
It's all good.
She just face planted off my fucking desk. She slipped
Nice.
on a book. Alright. I'm sorry.
You're
Continue.
Didn't learn much, but may have something tomorrow.
Looks like we'll have to stay the night then.
I don't think we should.
Fortunate. Yeah.
I really don't think we should. I think we should either head into the jungle or take our ship and come back and discover all of these wonderful people and find their answers when we get back.
Yeah.
You won't
And it
find me
seems
arguing
like
against going into the jungle.
You're against going into the jungle?
No, I'm completely for it.
Ah.
yeah. Ship might be expensive even beyond our pace or our budget. But we'll see. We'll see how much it costs first.
Okay.
And then I want to get the hell out of here as fast as possible.
Okay. So you guys leaving the temple, making your way towards the Golden Throne now?
Yeah.
Sure thing. So you guys exit the temple and kind of proceed across that long bridge. Kind of walks, kind of passes over some of these other shops and stalls. You see this kind of throng of people, though, seeming to thin out now. It's getting a little bit later. Before coming once more upon this, this magnificent, kind of like golden-plated, large palace of sorts, and you see these, 8 well-adorned, well-armored, well-armed, kind of these like gladiators standing guard. Around the building itself. Kind of take a look over at you and state your business.
We have a scheduled meeting. Kwayothe.
Kwayothe. She did not mention any visitors for today.
Well, this was kept under wraps. She's expecting us.
Make a persuasion check.
Hell yeah. Hell
Jesus
yeah.
Christ. Kind of looks to his looks to the other guy guarding the sort of the door for a moment and kind of nods and be quick. Kwayothe is planning to leave soon. It is getting late.
Might as well leave her with some good news.
This way, please. And the two of them kind of escort you within. You see once more this large, ornate inner chamber, the 7 thrones. You see Wakanga upon one of them, kind of speaking to an aide or an advisor, maybe, you're not sure. Seemingly, kind of handing over a ledger, seemingly wrapping up his day. And in her throne as well, you do see Kwayothe, kind of takes a look over you. You see her still in these thick black bandages and wraps up and down her arms and legs. Seems to be. You're not really sure. Not really sure.
Have I ever seen anything like that?
No, actually, you seems a little strange, really, but maybe it's you kind of attribute maybe it's some kind of special attire in Schultz or something. It's kind of hard to really tell. Enough has been different here.
You ever seen anything like that where you're from?
Would I?
No, I mean though your ancestry is tied to this place. You yourself have spent most of your life in the in the mainland.
Sorry. I do not know this.
You do see these two aides or these two advisors standing with her, kind of flanking her throne. Once more, these two very beautiful Choltons, one male, one female, seemingly think like Squidward in that episode of SpongeBob where he's like beautiful.
Handsome.
They almost look like they're almost like too beautiful. Kind of almost look like they're these like ornate, maybe chiseled from marble. These these perfect proportions, chiseled faces, blemishless features. It's kind of odd.
Flint is going to reach out with his mind and grab both of their butts. See if they are real and not actually made out of stone.
Okay.
Starting with the dude, then the chick. So I can only go one at a time.
Sure. So, you try to reach out. Feels fleshy. You do notice the one who you grab, their eyes kind of fix on you.
On
for a
me?
moment. On you.
Interesting.
So,
I still grab the other one.
a slight grin across their face. You see the other one look towards the one who you grabbed at first and also looks at you, smiles.
Okay.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck, I know what these are. Oh no. Okay. Shit. Yeah, I have. This is bad. This is really bad.
7.
This is really bad.
You feel very
You-
attracted
don't-
to these two.
Okay. Whisper the effect because I want to have some fun with this. If it's what I think it is.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so the rest of you kind of see Flint seemed to be focused for a moment, and you kind of watch this almost like a very relaxed face kind of come over him. You kind of see him kind of lean back and smile a little bit back at them, seemingly returning this smile. They're almost kind of batting their eyelashes at each other.
Those are some very good-looking people over there. Wouldn't you say?
I'm not here for the scenery.
Yeah.
Do you guys
Yeah.
approach? Or you keep your distance?
Yes. Approach.
So you approach
I'll follow.
Kwayothe. She kind of looks down at you, kind of, steeples her fingers and kind of leans back at her throne a little bit. She kind of seemed like she was beginning to stand up, but she takes a seat, leans back, and adventurers, what brings you to my sanctum this evening? Have you
Perhaps
completed the request I have made of you?
we have.
Good. And pardon, no offense, but as we are just acquaintances, what do you have proof of the deed?
Perhaps we should be in
Well,
private
I've
for
actually
this.
got right here our proof, and I'll pull out the ring and I'll hand it to her. And might I say, Kwayothe, you keep some mighty fine company.
So you're kind of paused for a moment before looking to her two consorts here, who kind of look at her and nod. She smiles and accepts the ring and looks it over for a moment. I see.
This is certainly helpful proof. But a man may take off his rings, and those rings may be filched in the night.
You'll receive the reports from Port Belurian soon enough. He was given a proper military funeral, a horrible accident in the jungle, the mad monkey disease. The official story.
I see. Well, I will look forward to this report. And for the time being, I will allow my associates to know that our friend, what was his name? Obala, Omala, Okala? Omala.
Omala.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Who was he again? I don't remember.
Friend of the guy at the
It's friend of the Smith.
business. Yeah, friend of the Smith.
That was in character. Not. I know who he is out of character. Sorry.
He was our individual who you brought to me with a request, a prayer for forgiveness and a pardon. And I believe that, pending these reports that you say I am to receive, for now, I will allow my associates to know that this man has paid his debt in full.
It's very generous of you.
Well, I am not giving this to you for free. You have performed a task for me, a duty, and this is your payment.
Oh,
Is it
yeah.
Just another form of payment as well, just for me. Wink.
I believe that this is recompense enough.
That's too bad.
So, is there anything else that you wish to ask of Kwayothe? Or, if not, I will be retiring for the evening, as it is growing to quite a late hour.
I think it would be wise for us to limit our interaction the next few
Smart,
days.
Smart man.
Well, it would be wise though to leave someone in Kwayothe's presence to just assist with anything she might need.
You guys notice that as Flint is saying these things, his focus is pretty much transfixed on these two individuals with Kwayothe.
I think
feel like a merchant prince might have everything they need.
under control.
Guys, I'm gonna like kind of lean back and whisper into Darius's ear. Back me up on this. I'm trying to get laid.
Captain, I think you may have had a bit too much to drink today. I'm gonna have to escort you.
We should go before we overstay our welcome.
Yes.
Kwayothe kind of smiles and, seems that you are not uneducated brutes after all.
I take slight offense to that.
Let's just get out of here. Get this all over with.
I'd really prefer not to.
Kind of see her gathering her things and standing up from her throne.
So I'm letting her go.
Well, my friends, it has been a pleasure doing business. And though we may take some time apart, I look forward to any future deals that we may make. May they be beneficial to us both.
As do we.
She kind of gives a very slight nod and like the most, just like the slightest bit of a curtsy before, kind of nodding to her two attendants, and they begin to make their way out of the building.
I don't take my eyes off her as she leaves.
As they make their way past you all, the female aide with her, kind of as she walks by, just gives this long glance over at Flint before smiling, turning and continuing with Kwayothe and the other. And Flint, as they continue walking,
Eventually, you kind of feel your mind begin to clear a little bit more. This kind of muddied senses, dulled senses begin to sharpen once more and come back into focus.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
Okay. Because that was not sure what that was, but I think that did something to me. Just to be clear, I am no longer charmed.
Correct.
Okay. They that was those things are a problem. It
You seem to be quite infatuated with both of them.
yeah, that was magic. They did
Oh.
something to me, and it just ended when they left.
Did you do something
Are
to
you
warrant that?
surprised?
I grabbed their butts, but
So yes.
they shouldn't have known it. First off, they shouldn't have known it was me. Second off, I believe I've encountered these creatures or something like them before during my days in oh fuck, what's the name of the city? I have all this written down in my backstory. Hold up.
I think I know which city you're referring to.
Yeah, it's the what did I put it under? I have a Google Doc that's my whole like important shit.
Okay, no worries. So, other way.
But essentially, I it's just justification. So I'm fairly certain these are certain kind of devil that can charm you. They flutter in and out of the ethereal plane, but if they're here, they're almost always up to no good.
Didn't we already know we were working with the devil?
Wait, devil, you say?
Like
If I activate, are they like still like around?
I mean, they've walked out of the throne at this point. You kind of see them see Kwayothe stopped to speak with one of the guards. Make a perception check.
Alright, I can do that. Perception.
6.
Okay, never mind. I don't see shit.
You look around and you see Kwayothe. You don't see her. Don't see her two aides with her though.
Huh.
if you have a way to tell, you should do it. This is just a hunch.
Is there a reason we actually care about this, though?
I don't like fiends, demons, illithids. They're all
Yes,
fucking
and
scum. Listen
you
to me.
guys you guys decided to work with this woman. We knew she wasn't a good person.
No, but our contract is fulfilled. Now we are free to do whatever we feel, including murder a couple of fucking demons.
Is that your definition of laying low?
They're demons.
Yeah.
They're also personal bodyguards to one of the rulers of this city.
They can charm me. What makes you think they can't charm her?
If I activate divine sense, is there like a do they leave like a trail?
Just something real quick. Be right back.
Go for it. Looking at divine sense, looks like it's just anything within 60 feet.
Yeah. Would they be? I guess they wouldn't even be within
So-
60 feet.
I'd say if you, I mean, are you wanting to activate it?
Yeah, I'll take like a couple steps like towards them
Sure.
if I'm not in range, and then
So
do
as
so.
you activate your divine sense. Kind of pick up on something that doesn't smell quite right. It's faint at this point, but it's definitely noticeable. Something is off about this sort of odor around where they were standing and kind of in the direction that they left.
Gotcha.
So what did we find out? I'm so sorry.
Well,
And it definitely
They-
smells fiendish.
They stink.
they would appear to have certain qualities that I could classify them under fiends. Well, at least from what I can tell. Although, we shouldn't do anything about that. Not right now, at least. Not right now, at least. We, shouldn't even be here, to be real.
Well, no witnesses. We were never here. Listen
Yeah,
to me.
except for 2 merchant princes.
Let me be totally frank with you. I am very displeased at having worked for someone who keeps company with demons. I'm a man of honor. Now, devils I can deal with. There's nothing in this world you can trust more than a contract with a devil. But demons, ethereal beings, leaves a bad taste in my mouth. This is something I would prefer to deal with before we leave rather than after. Because we also just aided them, albeit in a roundabout way, with whatever their plans are.
That's all well and good that you don't like them. That doesn't mean that you're capable of just taking them out.
They aren't strong individually. We could take them, I believe. I mean,
Can we take Kwayothe?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about her.
And
But we
that's how we
also-
ended up helping the fiends in the first place.
One of the entire law enforcement.
Well,
Port Nyanzaru.
If we had bothered to actually find out anything about her before we started working for her, then we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
we didn't, and what's done is done. So we can only do our best going forward. I feel
The,
as
the
if-
only right way to go about doing this is to get somebody else to do it, having gotten some proof of malicious intent. But
If we were going
I don't
to
think
do
this
that
is our.
and do it in a reasonable way, we'd be in the city for at least a week, if not more,
I was
trying to figure this out.
This could take only a night if things go well.
If things go well, if things go poorly, which they
I believe it's worth a
almost
shot.
certainly will, then it means we're dead.
How about listen? I want to know if those 2 creatures are regulars in the court, or if they came recently. We didn't see them last time we were with Kwayothe. You remember that? Now
You did.
We
We
did.
did.
No.
Mhm.
No, because she bumped into us when we were talking to Wakanda.
Mm-mm. You saw her out.
We
Oh, yeah,
sought her
we-
out, yeah.
We came to her.
Yeah.
Okay.
She couldn't have told us about the mission if we were with Wakanda.
Right. Listen, I really think this is a problem that will only get bigger if we don't deal with it now.
The biggest concern is it our problem?
Well, you have a point. I
We
would like it
came-
to be our problem.
At this point, the guards kind of step in, kind of cough. And do you have any further business in the throne room?
Nope,
No,
you'll be
we'll
going.
be leaving.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, thank you. We are. The merchant princes have retired for the evening, and we prefer not to allow loiterers.
Excuse me,
Understood.
I take offense to that. I don't loiter. I meander. And I'll walk my way out the door.
Kind of just watches you.
I look at the guards and I say, "Don't mind him." I walk away.
Give a slight nod. At this point, you kind of step outside, and the sun is fully set beyond the horizon. The sort of varying torches and sconces around the city kind of give it this sort of slight amber glow. Still seems to be some trade, specifically in the Grand Souk area. The rest of these sort of smaller stalls and kiosks and such seem to have closed up shop for the evenings. Their respective proprietors either making their way home, doing their shopping of their own. Couldn't quite say.
On our way, I just want to bring up one last thing. So, if I may, are we all in agreement that it would be in our best interest to get a more sympathetic merchant prince to our ends in power? Wakanda seems fine, but I feel like removing Kwayothe would be a good move for us in our accomplishing our objective of stopping this curse. People in power in the only civilized part of this country, having them on our side would be a great boon.
See,
And
I don't.
you're not only saying that because you don't like Kwayothé's guards.
I hate them. However, I know what they can do if left unchecked. And I know that it will not help us in our goals.
See, as long as they don't. I don't see a reason to do so, as long as they openly, or not openly rather, but as long as they don't do anything to hinder our causes.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anyone near us?
Make a perception check.
I almost did persuasion. Nice. Very
Hard
nice.
to
Third.
tell. Kind of take a look
I'm
around.
gonna tell the
and,
group.
I mean, you're certainly out in the open, but you can't. I mean, it's dark. The torchlight casts these long shadows around corners, around alleyways. For all you know, anyone could see you. No one could see you. Can't really gauge it.
I'm gonna say Coyote's guards are known to be assassins, people that hide in the night. This is no place to be talking things such as this.
I'd welcome them to attack us. It would give us an excuse.
And if we mess up once, we have a merchant princess that knows that we killed another merchant prince's son.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna lower my voice. Listen, to take her out one way or the other, this is one step in the process.
We don't have the capability to take her out. If you want to do something, we have allies in the city. Leave a message with them, inform them of the danger. They'll want to put an end to it just as much as you do. And then we can go on our way into the jungle.
Fine.
Okay. So, kind of coming to a terse, temporary agreement. You guys making your way into the throng of the crowd towards this Grand Souk.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see if my armor friend is currently available, or if he's gone to sleep for the night.
Okay. So as you guys make your way in, the sound of this like sorry, the sound of like the evening night kind of fades into more of this kind of like busy market sounds, right? And kind of those of you that have not been to the Grand Souk kind of end up in awe of this large. You step into this kind of almost carnival tent looking establishment, and within it's just this almost a perfect foil to the sort of slightly kind of salty, aired, calm evening outside. This busy, the scent of oils and perfumes and foods and spices and sweat as people are kind of trapped in this tent. The humidity kind of palpable, almost like liquid on the air. Darius and Flint, familiar. You've seen this. You were here before. You're able to kind of navigate. The time you spent here, you kind of figured out how the crowd kind of flows and moves around each other. The rest of you guys, though, you're kind of like deer in headlights, kid at a mall kind of thing. As you guys are making your way through this kind of small, not quite small, like average size human, kind of bumps into you, and you see him kind of drop this thick stack of heavy books.
Oh, my friend, it seems you have dropped something, and I go and reach up to pick it up for him.
I'm looking around to see if anybody's reaching in our pockets.
Make a perception check. 23. Nice.
Natural 20.
It's don't really see anyone. Keep an eagle's eye out though. Kind of just watching. Keep kind of watching for any of the various street urchins and such to try to make a quick nab while part of your party seems to be distracted. Darius, this man kind of looks down, picks up his books, and looks up at you and kind of, pardon me. I'm very sorry. I did not. Was not paying attention. Could see. The name is Volo. Volothamp Gadarm.
Interesting name.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Volo?
Mind if I take a look at those books?
Yes, of course. Please. I am actually here in town trying to sell them. make a bit of a name for myself. Please, take a look. 50 gold pieces for the book. Hardcover, very durable, and maybe
pieces,
if,
Volo.
it's something of a life work, you see.
Volo, let me listen to my friend. Are you familiar with the concept of profit?
Yes.
So what you're doing is you've got these books that you're trying to sell for an extremely large sum of money. Why don't you make more books, sell them for less money, and sell more of them?
Well, you see, this is a well, and you kind of feel the book. It's thick. It's got a lot of information in here. You kind of flip through it really quickly, and you see these various detailed sketches of different beasts and creatures, small notes scribbled about them.
I hand him 50 gold.
Thank you, sir. This you'll find is my my guide to monsters and beasts, you might say.
Hey, Huckfar, here. I'm interested in this too, and I give Huckfar 25 gold to cover part of the book.
Okay. What did you say his name was?
Put it there in the chat.
Okay. How much does the book weigh?
It's pretty durable, heavy, hardcover, probably a couple pounds.
More than 3.5.
Not more than 3.5, no.
Hey, Huck.
Okay.
Put it in the bag.
Let
You
me
can get
hold
it out
up my
anytime.
let me hold up my book here and see how much it weighs. You're fine.
Put it in the
Okay.
bag of holding, Huckfar.
I'm going to be reading it quite a bit.
Good. Put something else in the bag of holding. The benefit to the bag is that it will keep the pages safe and dry while we are hiking the jungle.
Here, and I pass him a pot.
What?
I pass you an iron pot.
Honest pay for honest work.
Just put that in the bag.
Kind of looks at you and
Well,
well, what
No,
you have
not
in-
not
Alrighty.
what
not both. I might pass.
what you have there in your possession is my well, you somewhat of a bit of a well-known traveler amongst these parts and many others. What you have there is my new book, Volo's Guide to Monsters. If you'd like, I can sign your copy, as you are.
Please.
Absolutely. He kind of takes out a quill and some ink and kind of signs the inside cover.
So we have a first edition signed copy of Volo's Guide to Monsters.
correct.
We're
Is
gonna
it-
be rich.
Actually, Volo's Guide to Monsters, or is it a different version of it?
Yeah, do we just need to read the book to know what's in our book?
Like,
I'll say out of character, as you've chosen to purchase this. If there is lore that you wish to know about a particular monster, and that monster happens to be in the book, I will share with you some information about it.
Cool.
Not necessarily
Alright.
specifically statistics, but useful
what's the
information.
armor class? On
I-
a scale of 1 to 20, how likely am I to hit it?
Oh man.
How much does the pot weigh?
10 pounds.
10. Okay. Oh, and as we're walking through group, I'm still looking for dog, small dinosaur, something else that can carry shit.
Okay.
For.
Sure thing.
Our shop's still open.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's
Who-
very
oh.
still quite busy in here. Kinda looks
If I
at the rest
see
of
any with the ring catchers,
Mhm.
I want to get like 5.
you. Okay.
Yeah, how big are these rain catchers?
They fold up to be. I mean, they're like a couple. So it's these like think several like small stalks of like rods or wood with like a
Also-
tarp stretched between them that when you unfold it kind of forms this sort of conical shape, but can be folded back up into like probably like a 2-foot long, maybe 6-7 inch diameter kind of tube almost.
Okay, because
I'd like
we need more of these.
Yeah, I'd also like to point out we can put some water in the bag of holding, some plain water, and just carry it that way. I can probably get about 50 pounds worth of water in there safely.
Okay. He kind of looks at the rest of you. Any chance any of you all would wish to looking for anything?
What else are you selling? We've got one copy of your book. What else are you selling?
Well, selling not much else, but you seem to be relatively new in town here. Would I be right?
Fair assumption to make.
Yes.
I see. Well, just for you, I may from one time a newcomer. Is there anything you wish to know about this town?
Yeah, actually, Volo, there is something up. What can you tell me about Kwayothe, the merchant prince, and her 2 assassins?
Merchant princes I do not have much information about, but tell me, have you heard of this dragon turtle Ermag?
Yeah, we met him.
Oh, how about the something that you may not know, but you say you're heading into the jungle?
That was our intention.
Ah, well. Be wary for blue mist. I'm told it spreads a fever.
A fever?
Yeah, we've
Kinda.
seen
Right.
that too.
Wait. A fever? It doesn't cause madness?
A fever that drives people mad, yes.
Ah, okay, good. I was nervous there for a second. No, we have experience with that.
Oh,
Volo,
Huh?
how would you like to come with us on a trip?
I don't really want to leave the city.
Question.
yeah.
You know,
How are you gonna
you
add
know
to
about
your
this
book?
jungle, right?
Ah, yes. I know about the jungle.
What's Orlongo?
Or look, I know, I know of the jungle. Myself, I haven't really been into it. I've heard it mentioned before, but you know what? Perhaps it has something to do with. So I heard, while trying to gather some information about some of the creatures in this jungle, I was told about. Have you? There's a city in the jungle, deep in the heart of it. Perhaps that is this Orlunga you speak of. I was told it was a city
Mala?
built by minotaurs. Have you seen a minotaur?
I have, yes.
Can't say I have.
Well, I'm told that they built this wonderful city, but it's now overrun by snake people.
Oh,
But
where would that city be?
somewhere in the heart of the jungle. Do not know. But I'm told that even worse things dwell below. I've heard of these devils screaming in the dark. It's oh god, Discourse taking a shit. We back?
Yeah.
In the
Okay.
chat for Discord.
Yeah, it was just
we back.
dying. He kind of said, I looked into it and I found that there are rumors of the city, but people speak of dark things dwelling below the city.
Do you
Certainly
think you
something
could,
I'd look into.
could you point out kind of
No.
where it would be on a map?
All I've heard is it's in the heart of the jungle.
Our jungle, okay.
Well, should we happen to come across it, we'll be sure to put some footnotes into your monster guide.
Oh, I see. I'll, well, if you do, seek me out. I, plan to spend a little bit longer here in the port before setting sail for my next adventure, and, any improvements or suggestions I'd be willing to hear.
Well, of course, for a certain fee, we could assist with those revisions.
Let me look through, see if I have anything might be added.
One more piece of information that I will share with you, given that you're willing to be so cooperative, and maybe this will help you, return with these notes. I'm told that a ruined city lies up the river Tath, past the Kahakla Gorge. Supposedly, I'm told, no one's explored past this gorge, but not true. Further digging, I found the few that made it out alive are pretty quiet about what they find there. It took me some time to seek them out, but with enough drink and, between you and I, a little bit of coin, I have it on good authority that these ruins are guarded by a Naga, wise and generous.
Where was that?
This ruined city, up the river Tath, past the Kahakla Gorge.
I see. Thing.
Of course.
Thank you, Bola.
Of course. But please, pardon me for taking so much of your time. Thank you for your patronage. I wish you luck, and may we meet again. Kind of heads off into the throng of the crowd.
Well, he was an interesting fellow.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost Alex. Just realized.
We'll see how useful his book is.
We gotta go pick up your armor.
Yes.
You're a wolf.
Yes. Chongus will be a powerful beast.
He already is a powerful beast.
He'll be an even stronger beast.
Alright, so you make your way through the crowd and eventually find yourself back in this. Once more at this stall, you see again the sort of varying pieces of armor and metalwork. It's the familiar face of Jabalo. Kind of looks at you.
Ah. Jabalo.
Who's Jabalo?
I am Jabalo. Huh. What brings you to my stall? Do you seek to
My
have
old
some
friend.
armor made, some
Sorry.
metal repaired?
Well,
Ah,
I believe
you.
we had a deal.
Ah. Hi, I spoke with Omala. He told me that some adventurers came to him to assist him with his predicament. Tell me, what came of this? Were you able to help him?
He will be completely fine.
Good, good. Well, I suppose that you have come to the bargain. What can this one do for you?
I believe my companion here, and I'm gonna summon Chongus,
Okay.
needs to be a little bit more defended.
Ah, I see. And to that end, you seek some armor for this one.
Yes, I believe we actually agreed on chainmail.
Ah, okay. And kind of, how much of him do you wish to be guarded?
Well, I'd hate for some stray arrow to put him down,
I see.
or really anything else.
I like
Okay.
to think that since Fine Steed takes 10 minutes, that pause was just 10 minutes long. Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay. Would you mind if I take some measurements?
Feel free.
You're
He
sure?
doesn't bite unless I tell him to.
Well, I hope you do not tell him to.
I will not.
Between you and I, it may just raise the price.
I don't think you'll be able to work afterwards.
Kind of takes some time and see him pull out this this long string with these varying kind of notches marked in it and starts to measure
I
some
tell-
things.
I tell Chongus to not bite. No bite.
Make an animal. No, I'm just kidding. Rolls a 1, he eats him.
Bad Chongus.
Takes some time and he kind of focuses on the torso. More so than like the legs and thighs and all that shit. Kind of you see him head back to his stall and this is a very large creature. Just give me a moment while I do some numbers. You see him kind of moving this abacus side to side and kind of you see him marking some things down in a piece of parchment and he turns to you. Well, it is a large beast you have with you.
Yes.
Normally, I would ask for 450 gold pieces for something of this size. As it is going to require roughly 5 or 6 times the material that I usually use for such a product, but given that you have helped me and helped my good friend Omala, I could knock off half the price.
How long would it take you to manufacture said equipment?
It will take some time. This is a large work order you have come to me with. I could put a rush on it, and it might take me a week, maybe 2.
I'll tell you what. Take your time. Make it the best. And I'll be back later to pick it up.
Good man.
Half now, half when I pick it up.
This works for me.
Alright, I don't quite have half, so I'm just gonna give him 100 gold.
This works as a down payment.
Thank you, sir.
And any special touches you wish me to include? For you, I can see what I can do.
I don't think. I think it's fine.
Well,
Maybe actually, if you could throw in some like little bit of armor for his head, that would be appreciated. Just a tiny bit.
I'll see what I can do. Perhaps I have
Thank you.
some leftover material at the end. We see what we
I-
see what we make.
I hope you will.
Givallo makes the best. You will not be disappointed.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'm all well. Anyways,
As for your friends, any of you need any armor made, any metal work?
I think I'll be good for now. I don't
Okay.
plan on getting hit.
Can you actually? Can you make a something that I can tie to the end of a rope that will grapple on to something, like a hook?
Do you mean like a grappling hook?
Yes, yes. Yeah,
Why do you need one of those?
I've got a shitload of rope, just in case.
Yeah,
I
dude,
kinda
this I can make.
Hold up. Here, and I pass him a grappling hook.
What? I'll write it. Never mind.
Is this what you think is fair? You come into another man's shop and you provide him. You ask for something and you already have it.
How much does grappling hook?
You know what? My apologies. You're right.
Kind
We
of,
can always
kind of
use
looks and
the next
smiles.
one.
I'm
I'll-
just fucking with you.
I'll
much
take
does it
another.
weigh?
No
How much does
fucking
it weigh?
way.
did you get a mirror?
What?
Wait, did you actually get a mirror?
Oh.
Oh, you got a head.
From what?
Oh, a
Nice.
fucking unique box. Where's-
Nice.
Fuck, dude.
That's
Yo.
number 2.
Holy shit.
That's you win the league, bud.
Yep. Hey, we're good friends, right?
Hey, it's me, your brother.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. Hey,
All
it's-
right. Anyways, where were we? Shit. Oh yeah, no. How much does a grappling hook weigh? I was asking.
4 pounds.
4 pounds.
4. Okay.
Actually, how much would a grappling hook cost?
For you, 2 gold pieces.
That's okay. Here. No. I'll get one extra.
Kind of pulls one off the shelf and there you go.
Sorry.
Okay, then.
Sorry. I just yeah. Don't worry about it.
That's a headhunter, all right.
No, it's not even that. Like Brandon messages me, he's like, I'm fucking shaking, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, that's why half the fucking headhunter is cut off of that picture.
oh shit.
Damn.
Anyway.
What else? What can you make me there? That could So we've got a grappling hook. What about? Hey, do you need rope?
Do I need a rope?
Yeah, do you need rope?
I do not. If I need a rope, I will go and buy it.
Yeah, well, that's a good idea. You should do that.
Kind of looks to you,
I
Darius. He's a strange one.
Yeah, they all are.
I mean, no offense, you'll just
Oh, none taken.
Actually, hang on.
What else do you have for sale?
I have this and that. Most things metal. If I don't have it, I can make it, but I probably have it.
They mean well, though. Most of the time.
I'll take your word for
So,
it.
Goob, what would the AC be on hemp and rope armor?
Not very
Yes.
high.
Yes.
I'll look that up for you. I'm telling you now,
Like-
it's probably you're probably.
But the thing is I have so much I can wrap myself up in it.
Oh, actually,
11.
Okay, not worth it.
What gave you that impression?
Do you have a crowbar?
A crowbar.
Yeah.
Kind of looks behind him, and you see on the shelf a crowbar. Yes.
Alright, I'll take that. How much?
About
2 gold pieces.
There you go.
Thank you.
what about a shovel? You have a shovel?
Shovel.
I need a shovel. And a machete.
Ah, machete. A good choice if you're going to the jungle. A shovel will run you 2 gold pieces as well. A machete.
Alright.
Machete. I can probably. I can maybe make a thicker short sword. Come back tomorrow. Maybe I have it.
That could work.
You know what? Actually. You know what? Here. This was something I was still hammering out to be a little bit smaller, but I believe it is sharp enough and sturdy. 8 gold pieces.
Thank you. I'll buy it. Is it just like a regular machete? I'm only gonna use it for cutting jungle.
Yeah, no, just consider it a 2-pound machete.
Cool.
You could use it as an improvised weapon if you wanted to, but if you need to, we'll cross that bridge.
I don't
then.
know. Rwanda says that machetes are very effective weapons.
Pretty sure you can just use a cactus as a weapon in Rwanda, dude.
Feels bad.
What else did I just buy? I bought something, didn't I?
Machete and a shovel.
Shovel. Shovel weighs what? Another 2 pounds?
Yeah, shovel's 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
Did I already get the extra ring catchers, or is this where to do it?
I'd say during this time, if you wanted to, you could find a shopkeep pretty easily to buy them.
How much were they each? Can we get
They're
5?
2 gold pieces each.
It reminds me. Can I go looking for a set of thieves' tools?
Sorry, 1 gold piece each, 5 pounds each, Nemo. Or, sorry, Nick. Jesus. Thieves' tools?
Yeah.
I believe this guy actually sells them.
Okay.
This guy actually lives. So this guy wouldn't sell them, but you'd be able to find them easily enough. 25 gold pieces. I mean, it's a pretty large market. You guys are pretty easily able to find most of the things you look for. So if there's anything in particular you're looking for, just let me know. Probably have it.
I love how I'm seeing something saying, "Oh, I should pick that up," and then it's in my inventory. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I already have that.
See,
Yeah.
I was gonna say another battering ram so I can dual wield them, but they probably don't add +8 to your breaking down doors checks.
Yeah, that the rope thing is a meme from Pathfinder, where rope has 2 HP per foot. So if you wrap yourself in rope, you can give yourself like +200 HP.
So you guys spent some time navigating through the market, making various deals. Anything else anyone wants to purchase?
I'm good.
Looking for a dog, another mastiff.
Take a look around. You don't find any dogs. And as far as like dinosaurs go, most of them are rather large triceratops, hadrosauruses, or hadrosauri, stegosauri. I mean, beasts of burden, really, mainly. There's some flying monkeys as well, but it's about the extent of animals. If you want to purchase a flying monkey, they're there.
I do. I don't care how. Just take the gold out of my sheet. I want one.
Okay. So flying monkey. You had to go talk to this guy, and there's a kind of explains to you this. They need a lot of training, so they don't just fly away in the jungle. They're pretty expensive to get them into the town to import them and such. So it's gonna be about 150 gold pieces for a flying monkey.
Now, might I ask, how long before they're trained to not fly off in the jungle? Say we left for the jungle tomorrow. Would he fly away and never come back?
Kind of looks at you. If I tell you yes, will you still purchase it? If not, then no.
Well, what else are you selling here? Got any
I
birds?
saw monkeys. They're kind of like birds. They have wings.
Yeah, I can tell. How about I make you a deal? I don't buy the monkey right now. I come back from the jungle trip we're leaving on tomorrow, and then I buy the monkey.
I will be here with my monkeys whenever you wish to come.
Just do me a favor and don't beat your monkey too much. It'll get all sore, and that's no good for customers.
Beaten monkeys don't fly very well.
No, they do not.
Do you have some room in? Do you have more room in that bag of holding?
I'm debating about getting rid of some of my rope to make more room. Unfortunately, I did not.
Are you suggesting that you don't need 1,500 feet of rope?
Excuse me. 1,650 feet of rope.
Would you be able to fit in some 8 pounds of cook's utensils?
Yes, I could.
Okay.
That easily.
Thank you. And I'm going to go look to buy a mining pick.
Okay, sure enough, easy enough. Able to find it.
Alright, I'm actually gonna
come back over at Jabalo.
I have a ridiculous amount of rope, so what I'm gonna do is
So there are 2 gold pieces and 10 pounds, Alex.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump up on a roof, just the nearest one I can find,
Okay.
and drop 230. No, let's just do. I'm gonna hold on to 200 feet of rope.
Okay.
So that's 4 things of rope.
Yeah.
I have 33 right now.
Correct. So that'd be 29
So
coils of rope.
yeah. So that's 29. What's 29 times 50?
1,450.
So I'm going to drop 1,450 feet of rope on some unlucky sap's house.
Okay.
How much does that weigh?
It about 290 pounds.
That poor house.
Yep, that's what's happening right now.
Okay.
So, and that'll
Kinda,
drop our weight.
it takes you some time to drop it because you kind of feed it all out and kind of pull it out, drop it, pull it out, drop it. It takes you. Flint, it takes you probably the better part of. Fuck, I'd say probably like an hour, maybe half an hour. It's still coiled, I guess. And you just kind of drop it like it's like a thud, thud, thud.
Well, we have a lot more space in the bag for other things, including water. So, as sad as I am to see it go, it really wasn't. It was actually surprisingly inexpensive to buy that much rope. I was limited by the weight that could fit in the bag, much more so than the gold.
We were too busy asking ourselves if we could. We never stopped to ask if we should.
Well, now, next thing, I'm gonna go buy some water.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. How much
What
you
your
buying?
plan? I'm gonna buy 100 liters,
Okay.
so 100 pounds.
Okay.
That would be 100 kilograms.
Yep.
You're right.
Okay, question. Does
be
Veyron use the
250
metric
pounds.
system or the imperial system?
Good
Debate.
question, actually.
So 1 gallon of water is 8 pounds of water, roughly. So you're
Okay.
buying
So I'll buy 10 gallons. 10 gallons.
10
of water.
gallons. Okay.
And this will. The great thing about the bag of holding is it's extra dimensional space, so this water won't get contaminated.
Sure. Yeah. So 10 gallons of water. Okay.
Yep. How much is
Oh.
that going to cost me?
Oh.
Well, I feel like this should be a group expense. Do you guys agree? Water
I have no money.
I will help.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say collectively, 10 gallons of water will cost you
5 gold pieces.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. I also wanted, or after this, I'll buy rain catchers. But
Okay.
yeah.
yeah, I will subtract
It's
I thought you
good
guys
to
all
have
had rain catchers. Or just
More
buying
of them.
more?
We need more.
Okay. Jesus, you guys
Hey.
gonna set up camp?
So,
It's just
so
to be
I'll
like a
cover the
fucking
water. I'll
field of
cover the
rain
water,
catchers.
folks. I'll gladly cover the water.
Okay. So you buy 10 gallons worth of pre-bottled water. It's kind of in these like pretty sturdy containers. Some kind of looped and tied shut with twine.
Just don't leave it in the ocean.
Well, that's the wonderful thing about this bag is that water won't even get the other stuff inside it. Wait, I could put salt water in this bag as well, and the two would never mix.
Okay.
Interesting.
You should try it with sodium and water.
So
What does that do? I'm not a sciencey type. And what is sodium?
Metal.
Metal. Interesting.
all right.
Was
Any
it
other
rust?
shopping you guys want to do while you're here in the market?
The rain catchers.
Right.
How about two
okay,
more?
So 2 gold pieces.
Per or total?
For both. One each. One per.
Can you say it one more time in a different way? Alright.
I honestly was trying to think, but I couldn't think of another way.
What's my... Oh, my weight's fine. I'm fine. Okay. Yep.
Alright, so. Having spent some time doing some shopping, it's now getting pretty late. You're all kind of starting to feel a little bit tired. The length of the day is kind of starting to draw on you. Anything you guys want to do before finding somewhere to crash for the evening?
I think we still have our inn, right?
Yep.
Okay. So you guys are
Hopefully,
making your way back
maybe.
to the House of Repose?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. So you head back?
Excuse me. I feel we should head out tonight. Though I'm still uneasy about those
I'd be-
devil spawn.
I'd be happy to do that.
I'd rather not stay in the city with those creatures running things for now. And if we're not able to deal with them,
Did anyone make a note?
of what?
Sorry, did anyone make a note of what Volo said about the Guardian?
It's a Naga.
Okay. That's enough. Cool.
That explains
What?
where my bike went.
What is it that has you so upset about demons, devils, fiends?
Now, it's a long story. Very personal, but I'll just say that I've dealt with them since the moment I was born. The only people I hate more than, well, the only creatures I hate more than, I found it, by the way.
Okay, cool, yeah. I had it bookmarked, so I didn't know if you found it.
The only creatures I hate more than those fiends are mind flayers, illithids, as we call them, and my own parents. But they're well and truly deceased. Now, those fiends will stop at nothing where I'm from to kill our kind. Whether they be demon, illithid, anything in the ethereal plane that isn't Gith is our enemy. Always been that way. I killed my first mind flayer when I was but a boy. Been doing nothing but killing them ever since.
Sounds like a personal problem, really.
Well, you haven't seen what they do. They infiltrate, they sneak around, they eat people's brains. They suck the life essence out of them. Those ones here, that's what they do. They're probably, at this moment, sucking the life out of some poor sap in town. And they'll keep doing that until we kill them and send them screaming back to the nine hells. That's what they are.
We are going to stop every evil in any form on this island. We're going to be stuck here a while. So,
Even the ones close to you, you're gonna have trouble stopping.
I will say I know that we could kill them in a fight. And we have an advantage now that we know what they are.
Well,
You
I
folks are
can't
stronger than
stop
mine.
you. But
No,
know that you might be getting in over your
I
head.
could not kill them alone. I would need your support. You folks are far stronger than my crew. We've fought them before. My former crew. Apologies. That said, alone I would stand no chance. They charmed me in an instant.
well, it seems like a bad idea to fight them if we might be fighting one of our own as soon as we did, so. Not
wonder-
really putting up a convincing argument there, sorry.
Again, we know it's a magical effect. We have two people that can probably either offer protection against us or dispel it once it happens. You there, Asher and Darius, both seem to have some sort of magical persuasion that will allow you to shake off the charm effect, or at least prevent its application.
Well, I can do so for myself, not so much for others.
Then we send you in first.
I'm not sure if I'm well
I
suited
get
for this
that
type
you
of work.
have your crusade against them. We all have our own crusades, and
It's not a crusade. I just know what happens when you leave them alone. Cities burn. People die.
they're not
And
the
nobody
worst
gets to
threat on
talk
this
to them.
con. Far from it.
How do you know that they're not involved?
They might be, but so could everything else.
Yeah. I'd say going after them gives us just as good a chance of furthering our mission as anything else does. The only concrete piece of evidence we have, or concrete lead to go on, even, it's not even evidence, is this wise Olunga west of Mabala. That'll take us almost a month to get to.
Guess
And I'm
we'd
all
better.
for going there, but keep in mind that when we get back, we have two demons that know, by the way, they know that we know what they are, in a position of power in this city.
Look,
So-
you're talking about trying to start something which we don't know how big it could be because you don't like a couple of demons.
I'm trying to explain this to you, that it is not a matter of personal vendetta, though that is there. It is a matter of they will be a problem for our mission. They will cause problems in this town. They will kill people. They will do a lot of things that will hinder us.
But
Right now,
they
we have
haven't.
the advantage. We will lose that. Yes, they have.
Who's to say that we'll lose that advantage? We could find something out in that jungle which gives us an even bigger advantage.
I told you, I have no problem going into the jungle. Just be prepared when we get back. There'll be even bigger problems than when we left.
So be it. We'll deal with it when it comes. For now, though, I like your suggestion of getting out of town tonight.
Yeah. That's actually directly related to them. I feel they will probably come for us should we bed down in a known location. That's it.
Okay.
They aren't upfront fighters. They like to ambush. They have no honor. Should they want us gone, that's when they'll try and do it.
Alright. So, you guys are heading outside of the city, or are you going to try to look for somewhere
less conspicuous in the city.
So was that all going on in the
I'd
the
say,
inn?
I'd say that would all be while you guys were kind of just traveling.
Okay.
Well,
Up to you guys. You want to try to find somewhere in the city or outside?
it might not be best to stay inside the city, but we could probably find some place to sleep on the outskirts.
That's
And not
fine.
necessarily even in the jungle, but next to the port. What was that port's name? Not the cool port. The other one.
Tiriki Anchorage.
Yeah, Tiriki Anchorage. Probably around there. People seems to be of well, I don't want to say anything, but folk like me.
Okay. So, where you guys heading? Your choice.
I'm fine with bedding down outside the city. I've got no reason to cross those. They haven't crossed me.
Yeah, it's like we're going outside. Outskirts.
Okay. So, you guys make your way. Are you heading out the southwest, south, or southeast side of the city? Like, are you heading? Do you want to head out through Old City, Malar's Throat, or Tiriki Anchorage? The closest would be Old City from where you're at now. But you're free to head where you want to head.
Well, I think this is probably a good time to discuss what exactly our most immediate next mission is. Is it Orlanga or is it?
Well, I have a thought. I don't know if y'all will like it. My crew are here, as is my ship. They're most likely in Jahaka Bay. If we had a ship, make all of our jobs much easier.
It's
you
pretty debatable.
Well, if we're trying to go to Mambala, we could simply drive to the River Taff and go up. It'd be a much shorter trip. If you're interested, it's not a big deal. We can try to commission a ship out of the anchorage to take us there. Take back my ship.
I like the
Same
idea
as-
of covering your ship, but I think the recovery should happen after we complete some land voyage.
That's
I think the
totally
order is
acceptable.
backwards. I'm thinking we trek through the river to Mabala and Orlanga from there.
Sure.
I'm thinking
An
we take your
exit.
ship
Then
back.
exit. Yeah.
That's a
Otherwise, we
wonderful
take your
idea.
ship and then we
And then,
dock it in Jahaka
we
and
leave
leave it.
it.
Good point. That is a good point. I do it. I like that idea. We should. So,
So
let's map this out. If we leave, we'll need to get some form of river travel, some canoes. Go down the Shoshensta, the Shoshensta, and down to Camp Vengeance. Camp Vengeance is a Fist outpost. Yes.
You're not sure.
Not sure. Well, I believe that's our best course of action if we are doing a oak land.
yeah, it sounds like a good idea. And then, so I guess we're probably gonna leave tomorrow. Do we want a guide? I mean, we have everything down to Camp Vengeance mapped out.
This is true. I
We
would
want
say
a
we
guide.
probably we can hire a guide, but that would require us to stay the night in the city, most likely.
Yeah.
But also, frankly, those guides are expensive.
And
Yes, they
also,
are.
if Shago, correct me if I'm wrong, Hook, but you were better at navigating the jungle than he was, and he was one of the best.
I did most of the navigating when we were with him.
Yeah. So I don't think it's really necessary for us, since we have Huck, who is far more talented and skillful and just an all-around great guy compared to any of their.
I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah.
Right, so we'll be going on a jungle expedition with just us. No need for charters.
We should hold on to that just in case.
Yeah, we got paperwork from
We have our papers.
Fort Balurian, so we could probably get to where we need to be.
Yeah.
With the right words.
Alright. Real quick, I need to go use the bathroom, so I'll take 4 minutes or so. Grab some drinks and I'll come around and right back.
So. Yeah. So are we gonna get canoes, or what are we doing here?
I think canoes are.
Yeah.
We could probably pick up canoes at the Popper's Port.
Yeah. I would also like to remind everyone of the scene in Pirates of the Caribbean where they use the boat to go underwater. The canoe. I think it's in one of the shitty Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
The overturned one.
Wait, it's in the best Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
That's
No, the first one is an actually like amazing movie. The rest are all bleh.
Yeah,
Some of
it was
them
in
are
the
like-
first one.
it was in the first one.
Yeah,
it was?
I think I've only
Yeah.
ever actually watched the first one. I do remember that scene.
Don't bother watching the others.
They all they kind of blur together. I thought that was in like
No, it was in the very
Later.
first one.
That
Okay.
was, yeah.
The
I wanna
best
do
scene
that.
out of that entire movie is when he fucking arrives to port and the boat sinks right as he gets off
Yes.
of it.
that is like a textbook character introduction. It tells you without any words exactly who Jack Sparrow is.
Yeah.
And it's perfect. That movie like has no business being as good as it is. It's such a good movie, and it should be so shitty, but it's like actually incredible. So it helps that the guys who wrote it also did Treasure Planet, which is another absolutely incredible movie. And fight me, it's the best Disney movie. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, I
fight
might
me.
have to fight you.
That's fine. I love that movie.
It
would
was
go to bat for
good,
it all day.
But I'm not gonna say it's the best. It was good.
To me, it's the best. I loved it. It's my favorite, I guess. It's a better way to put it. It's my favorite, and I will go to bat for it against any other movie.
So I was gonna
Except
say,
maybe Hercules.
I was gonna say
Hercules
you're
too.
entitled to your own wrong opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. What do you think the best is then, huh? Let's fight about it.
Ooh. There's a lot of good ones. Honestly, I don't think I have like. Yeah, I don't think I can say what like objectively the best Disney movie is.
Yeah, I feel like I worded that badly because I kind of agree with you there. Most of them are really good.
Like I'm trying to think of like the bad one.
Brother Bear.
Yeah.
That was a bad one. Country Bears. That was another really bad one.
Let me see.
I don't think they've had anything involving a bear that was any good since Jungle Book.
Alright, guys, apologies for
Disney.
that.
I haven't seen one. Like the only new Disney movie that I've actually seen was Frozen. I haven't seen Moana. I haven't seen Zootopia. I haven't seen Inside Out.
You gotta say
Inside
Moana.
I haven't even
Out's
seen
pretty good.
Big Hero 6.
Yeah, Inside Out and Moana were actually really good. I
Zootopia
haven't
is
seen
good too.
Frozen.
Zootopia is funny.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I might check it out. I haven't seen it yet.
That's a good one. Big Heroes. Is Big Hero 6? Yeah, Big Hero 6 is Disney. That one's good.
I think it's Disney, but yeah, that one's really
It
good.
is
I really
Disney.
like that
Yeah.
one.
Alright. So,
Treasure Planet's still number one. Fuck you, fight me.
okay. So, you guys figure out what you're doing?
Yes.
Our plan at least? Okay.
Canoes down the river Shashansar, going to Mambala and west to find Naga.
Okay. Did you decide which way you wanted to head out of the city?
It was the Port Tiriki
Okay.
Anchorage.
Okay, so you're heading out through Kiriki?
We're
Yeah.
trying to grab some canoes on our way.
Okay. I would say, would you be having this discussion that you just had on your way through to Tiriki, or while you're still in the market?
Probably
About-
on our way.
About the discussion about the succubuses or about what we're doing?
What you're doing?
Yeah, I guess just while we're walking.
Okay. Okay. So, making your way through Chitiriki, you pass through this large gate. Familiar, those large alarm bells at the top of it. These guards, kind of, you see them holding torches, peering out into the night. Pretty late. Don't see much in the way of mercantile activities. Most people seem to have maybe retired for the evening in this part of town. Are you going to try to find somewhere within the anchorage or outside entirely?
I think we can find some place to sleep near the anchorage and
So-
still be. Go ahead.
So, the inn that you stayed at, the House of Repose, as well as the other inn you were told about, the Thundering Lizard, are both here in this market ward near Tiriki. If you were to pass through the gate and out into the anchorage proper, from your trip through here prior, there's not really much in the way of inns. It's really more just hovels and kind of shantytown type homes of these varying fishermen and sailors that kind of make their way out of the anchorage on a daily basis.
Maybe we should see if our old friend Amala has some fucking place to sleep. You could house us for the night.
Okay. Are you heading to Amala's home?
He does live outside the city, right?
No.
No,
Oh no,
he's
he
inside.
doesn't. Okay, well never mind then.
Let's just find a place to stay in the anchorage. I'm sure somebody will take the coin to let us sleep in their
Works for me.
living room. Or we can just set up our tents just outside of it.
Alright, I do have a tent I can sleep in.
I think we all do. Yes?
Yeah. Mine's in the bag of holding to retrieve it.
Okay. So, you guys find a place flat and out of the way, outskirts of the anchorage. Set up your tents, your rain catchers. Go through your normal nightly routine. Are you guys going to be keeping watch or on guard? Or are you guys just going to all head to
I
sleep?
will.
I'll
I
take
will
first
keep-
watch.
Okay. Wait, I'll take second. Wake me
Okay.
up.
I'm gonna take a watch. I don't care what it is.
Actually, no. Let me take first. If you don't mind. Trust me. I have a feeling.
Okay.
I want to take first with him.
Okay.
I'll take second.
I don't know, I feel pretty safe. I'm just gonna sleep through the night.
Okay. Asher?
I'll sleep.
Okay. Okay. So, first watch. Bumblebee and Flint. You guys help the party to set up their tents. Bumblebee, with your large number of rain catchers that you have, it'll take a little bit longer to get everything set up. Kind of, give a nod to Asher, Darius, and Huckbar as they kind of retire for the evening. You find yourself kind of sitting awake here with Flint.
I want to rage.
Okay. So you rage for a moment.
I ready Misty Step to run the fuck away.
Just want to look at my ancestors.
Okay. So for a moment, these sort of
I thought Flint was about to get beat to shit.
these feline
So did I.
these feline ancestors appear, kind of make their make their way around for just a few seconds, really, before kind of fading into mist.
Before they go, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry for dishonoring our name. No,
They
work
kind of look
towards.
over at you and before fading.
Okay. Did you say they were growling or just made a
It's
noise?
kind of meowed. Kind of looked at you.
Okay.
Like cheetahs.
Yeah.
Anything
And I'll
else
stay
you're doing?
on watch.
Okay.
Nope.
Flint, anything you're doing?
Little freaked out. But are you talking to your ancestors? How are you doing that?
Cannot speak to them, no. I can just see them and, try to gauge what it is that would bring honor to our family.
Well,
And
what
what
do you
will
think will bring them honor?
well, seeing as they are spirits themselves, I think it is I'm drawing a blank. That we must stop this curse so that other spirits cannot be trapped or would not be trapped.
See, I would think they would just want you to live honorably, keep your word, those sort of things.
It is true.
That's how you bring honor to your name.
That is just one thing that we will try to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll bring honor to us all.
Go make perception checks.
Nobody caught that slick Mulan reference because you were fucking talking, Mr. DM.
Oh, that was another 1, dude. 15 out of 10. Okay. So you guys watch the moon in the sky, kind of a slight crescent casting, some amount of light that reflects off of the surface of the water. You guys kind of listen to the waves rolling into the anchorage. You notice in these dinosaur pens, a few of the beasts kind of shift uncomfortably as a cold wind kind of blows through. But other than that, not really a whole lot going on.
Hey, Bumblebee.
Yes.
You purr?
Who is second watch? I'm gonna immediately leave and go to wake them up.
What? I'm curious, man. Fuck. All right.
So you walk to Akbar's tent.
I'll go wake up Roger.
Okay.
And say hug far. I'm gonna nudge him a little bit. It's time.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll
I'll take this space. I'm gonna go into his tent.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go out and I'll keep watch, but I'll also be reading
Okay.
a bit of Volo's Guide.
Sure. So go ahead and make a perception check.
Jolly or Roger's out there too with him.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we have hotkeys.
Can I roll for Roger too?
Sure.
That's why he's there.
Yeah, do a d20 plus 3, I believe.
22.
22? Okay. So Akbar, you kind of head out and you see Roger there, and you kind of like give him like a little scritching behind the ear before finding a comfortable spot and taking a kind of thumbing through the pages of this guide. And
Question, does it have the sections on the Yonti?
it does.
Okay, I'll focus on those.
Okay, so you flip, kind of taking what Volo had said to you into mind, talking about these snake people. You flip through a little bit, and you find a number of these sketches and descriptions of this race of half snake, half human, sometimes more snake, sometimes more human. These notes on their society, it's almost like a caste system. You kind of read that in this society they seem to respect. They give more credence, more respect to those that have given more of themselves over to the snake. They have more monstrous appearances, ranging from the lowest caste being these known as these purebloods that are primarily human in nature. They have slight snake-like features. Some may have scales in their instead of skin. In some places, they may have slitted pupils or fangs instead of normal teeth, ranging all the way to what he has listed as an anathema, this huge, almost nearly entirely snake-like body, multiple heads of 5, 6, 7 snake heads that can be capable of biting rapidly. These brood guards, these mind whisperers, these just a number of different snake-like individuals, all with some notes sketched for each. Notes on these mind whisperers that seem to be spellcasters of some kind, commonly seen in priest-like robes and apparel. These nightmare speakers that are kind of like a human torso with a snake, like a snake body where their legs should be, that seem to prefer the use of scimitars and claws, and they fight by constricting their prey. Kind of just spend a few hours kind of reading, kind of committing some of this to memory. Roger, kind of at peace, maybe, I guess. Yeah. It's a calm night, and he's not in the jungle. He can actually see, out a little ways, and the kind of sea air, breeze blowing in. Puts him at ease enough to keep a watchful eye as he takes note of Huckfar's distraction, and Roger doesn't seem to see too much that gives him pause. He kind of just keeps a watchful eye open as the time passes. And Asher, you fall into a deep sleep, a deep dream, kind of thinking on the words that this Zatembe spoke to you in this temple of Savris. In your dream, you see this, kind of find yourself aware of your surroundings, but in an empty space, kind of floating in what feels to be this kind of like dark void of nothingness. You feel yourself, keeping both halves together, balanced. You feel this entity,
as all things should be,
kind of this entity that kind of pulls on your slightly more chaotic side. Kind of calls out to you, and you see this large eye that illuminates the area around you. Looking around you, behind you, left and right, nothing. Just this eye transfixed upon you in front of you. And it begins to fade, giving way to a bit more of a muddied sight. And you see jungle leaves, marshes. Eventually,
You find yourself standing in this jungle, the eye seemingly faded. Looking around by yourself, you hear sort of civilization. You hear a language you don't quite understand. You walk forward, pushing away some of these vines and these leaves, and the sight in front of you is this grand city, sunk almost, in like as if someone had taken a chunk of the earth and pulled it out and placed a city within it. The city itself surrounded on all sides by these steep cliffs. And looking down within, you see snakes of varying form. Some large and monstrous, some slightly human, crawling everywhere in this city. Your vision seems to fixate on a point that pulls you towards it. You can kind of feel that chaotic entity growing more excited, growing stronger, growing harder to suppress slightly. Eventually you find yourself underground in a temple of some kind that you don't recognize. You see more of these snake people, but these ones more reptilian features. Many of them walking around, though bipedal, the skin completely leathery, dark, scaled. You see one individual, massive body, almost like a large anaconda, but thicker, wider, that kind of comes to this anthropomorphic torso that's still not quite human, but has features, shoulders, arms, a face. He seems to be leading these people, whoever these people are. And you see them in this temple, a large serpent-like creature enshrined in this black obelisk, this draped in vines and surrounded in a pool or fountain of some kind that, instead of water, flows with blood. And you see them praying. You hear a name. Dendar.
This is Bumblebee's vision, right?
This is Asher's.
Sure. Okay.
The chaotic side of you grows excited. Whatever this is seems to be a entity of similar intent. And you kind of hear them continue to chant. Dendar. The long night comes for you.
That's not
Nice.
With that, once more, you blink. You find yourself back in this void, staring at this eyeball once more. Kind of focuses on you, and in your mind, at first, it just feels like emotion. But the emotion itself begins to take shape, and eventually you find yourself kind of conceptualizing into a thought, a word, a sentence. This emotion calls out to you, seek the truth. Before the eye fades, you find yourself once more in darkness, slipping back into a dreamless sleep.
Nice. Back at it with temples and the dreams.
Here we fucking go. Here we fucking go again. Red is dreaming, boys. We're fucked.
Hell
Look
yeah.
out for any like floating balls of flame, weird skulls. Yeah, thanks.
Anything that is amber colored.
Okay. With that, the sun begins to rise once more. You guys are kind of awoken by the sound of ship bells and people working at the docks at an early hour getting up to start the day. You kind of hear some of the dinosaurs in the pens being roused and letting out cries of, discontent and resistance, not wanting to be driven to their daily tasks, but eventually they are saddled up and bound to the varying carts and such that they're set to pull. Morning's yours.
Well, we'll have to find a canoe for our journey down the river.
Probably two.
Should be pretty
canoes.
easy.
Yeah, couple canoes.
Shall we?
Pack up my 7 rain catchers.
Here, Bumblebee. Put that in the bag. The water, I mean.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna dump all the water in the bag.
Directly. I mean, I think that's fine, actually, but just wanted rule clarification on that from the DM that the bag of holding, everything that goes in gets its own pocket, right? It's not one big pocket. Everything
It's
that goes
one
in
big
goes...
pocket, is my understanding.
Okay, that's how we're doing it. Okay, don't do that. Put it in a container first. God, how much water did we get that night?
Make a not a whole lot. It seemed to be a dry night. Maybe between all the rain catchers, if you were to consolidate, a couple of gallons. It was
Okay, I'll add 16 pounds for 2 gallons. 16 pounds for 2 gallons.
oh yes, sorry.
I'll make sure everyone gets a nice, healthy drink of water before we go.
Bumblebee's a stay hydrated bot.
Yes, the bag itself is a single interior space.
Okay.
500 up to 500 pounds and not exceeding a volume of 64 cubic feet.
That's gonna be fucking hard to calculate.
Did we have books in the bag?
No, we don't, but we do have food in the bag.
Yeah.
We also have my crossbow, which I would prefer not to soak in water.
Well, what do we have in there that's not waterproof at this very moment, other than the crossbow?
Well, we have food. We have a lot of meat, dinosaur jerky. We have a tent. We have rope.
I think using it for water is pretty limiting.
Well, I think that it is the best way to transport the water we need into the jungle, because we can carry quite a bit more in the bag than on our person.
Yes, but we have the capability to get water while we're in the jungle.
And we should use that first. But it's good to have a reserve of water in the bag in case for example, this would not be enough water to last us through the day that we got last night. I'd rather not be on such a razor's edge, beholden to the whims of the weather. This is just a backup, essentially, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Up to you.
I mean, we have 500 pounds of space. The water's only taken up 116 of it. Bumblebee, dump it in a bucket or in a.
So it was 2 gallons.
Yeah,
It
I already
was,
marked
it
it.
was a
Turtle.
it was a dry night.
So if we have 4 water skins that have 4 pints, we can just refill all of our water skins.
Okay.
And that's 2
perfect.
gallons.
So I'll take it out of the bag. And we've all got it in our water skins. So
Okay.
let's look around for a canoe.
Oh wait, you're the only one that doesn't have a water skin actually.
You don't have water skins? Are you sure?
At least that's what it says on the party sheet.
I should have one. Don't I have I don't have one. I'll buy one of those from the market.
Okay.
We can
So,
retcon that I bought one
are you guys
yesterday.
heading back to the town then? To make some
No, I
purchases?
mean
or
I'm just gonna I literally just need a water skin, so I'm just gonna buy one on the way out.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be a shopping trip.
Yeah. No, I mean there's not really much here in the anchorage, but if you guys are making your way through, I mean, you can easily find.
Well, we have
one
to
while
go.
you're
We have to
walking
go back to the other river anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the anchorage is on the river Tiriki.
So the
Yeah.
anchorage is in like an inlet that eventually makes its way into this river, Tiriki, yeah. But the anchorage
right?
itself is more of this inlet. Or is,
Right.
you know, on
But
board this
we'd
inlet.
have to cross the city again to get to the river Shawshanstar.
The river Shashensar doesn't really start anywhere near the city. It's more 20 or 30 miles outside the city before that mouth of the river kind of begins.
You mean 15 miles? Mike? You said each hex was 10 miles?
It's like
each
10.
hex is
10 to 30.
Yeah, somewhere between 10 and 30. Call it that.
Oh, I thought you said 130.
God, no.
No, but we can. The best thing to do, I think, is to purchase the canoes, go around the city in the canoes, go down the river, stay into the shallows the whole way, if we can.
Okay.
Sounds good.
How much does a canoe weigh?
A lot. It's not something we can fit in the bag, or that we should not carry them anywhere.
Me and Darius are
So-
fucking beasts. We can carry everything.
I can carry 70 more pounds before I don't feel
Oh,
like
never
moving.
mind.
So you guys would making your way like trying to purchase a canoe. They're a fairly common item here in Port Nyanzaru. There are several merchants that sell them. Easily enough, you guys learn that from one of these vendors that the sale of canoes is primarily controlled by the merchant prince Akene Afa. And she asks that merchants charge 50 gold pieces for the canoes, for a single canoe. But these merchants would explain to you that one canoe can hold up to 6 creatures.
Oh,
Wonderful. Any idea how much weight it can hold?
Hold on, it's identical to a rowboat. So let me pull up my drawing book here.
As
I'm thinking 2 just to be safe.
Effects, or because there are 6 creatures in our group, but we're all carrying a fair amount of shit.
Some of us are also heavier than others.
This is true.
Let me find the rowboat stat.
Mainly looking at myself.
And I'm standing next to you, reed thin. It's like
And Darius is definitely 2 creatures as far as like canoe size
So,
goes.
so here we go, rowboat. 2.25 tons of capacity.
So quarter of a ton.
Quarter of a ton, yes.
Is that a metric ton or?
Oh no.
All it says is 0.25 tons, dude.
What do you want from me?
AC 11, hit points 50.
Well, if it's a U.S. ton, that's a bit more than a metric ton. So
Alright, let's see.
either way,
As I said, does
It can hold up. It can hold up to 500 pounds.
okay, yeah. That's how much I weigh with my equipment.
Oh my god.
Heavy
I
iron.
need a canoe by myself.
Wow.
this is a problem.
Are you a little bit over? Is it gonna be like you're
Oh,
in the
so-
canoe and water's like about to overflow into
We're
it?
not gonna be a little bit over. We're gonna be a fuckload over.
No, just
Darius.
you.
Oh,
There
just
it is.
me? Yeah. What's up?
Can you get it of that over 500 pounds? Can you somehow get 200 pounds of it into the bag of holding? That is not you, no, not attached to you, nor is essential for you to fight with.
Oh yeah, that's doable.
Let's
so,
do that.
for what it's worth, it's not really clearly what it's listed as 500 pounds of cargo. So,
Oh, like in addition to the creatures.
in addition to the creatures.
So I think if we got some shit into the bag, we're probably fine. You're probably fine anyway, but
All right, here's a portable ram.
yep. How much is that weigh? Holy shit, that's heavy.
35.
Okay.
Here's a tent.
And I think you have this already, Flint. But yeah, the bag of holding itself always weighs 15 pounds, no matter how much is in it.
Did you take the tent out? Huck.
I did. I took a tent out.
So we're putting one tent back in. Just turn it
Let's
to,
keeping
like-
it in. I'm holding it.
No, Darius is putting one in.
Oh,
Just leave it at like X0, and I'll just adjust the weight of shit that we occasionally put in the thing. You know what I mean? It just makes it easier to manage.
All right, so I now carry 146 pounds
Mhm.
while weighing 385.
Yeah. So your weight is
How much-
fine.
How much does
Okay.
a standard person weigh?
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into the nitty gritty over how much each of you weigh. I'll just say that for each rowboat, in addition to up to 6 medium creatures, it can hold 500 pounds of cargo.
Well, then we'll fit,
No.
shall we?
We'll need 2.
Yeah, we need to.
Because I've got
Yeah.
200. He's
I
got.
have 120.
150 now.
All right.
Okay.
How much does a robo weigh?
The rowboat itself,
Rowboat? Yeah.
it's not listed.
Could Bumblebee and I carry it?
Yeah, just carry it
say
at
so,
10
yeah.
miles.
I'd say you guys can
Alright.
carry it. Yeah.
I can carry an extra 100 pounds.
Yeah. I mean, a rowboat's not gonna weigh 100 pounds. Well, I mean, it might. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I won't. We won't have to calculate out how much the rowboat itself weighs. All right, boys, break out the calculators. We got some graphs to find the area underneath.
It's
I believe it's actually an abacus.
All right, now.
And so I will take out my abacus.
Okay, let's
Oh,
just
if you
buy
could
the-
integrate on an abacus, fucking hands down.
Let's just buy the canoes and get moving. All right. I want to get into the jungle before the day is done.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Yeah. So, any other stops you guys want to make while you're still in port before you set out?
Water skin. That's all.
Yeah, you can get that while you're looking for the canoe.
All right. What are we paying for the canoe?
They're 50 gold pieces each.
So 100.
The water
so
skin
20
is
per
2.
person.
The water skin is
Can
2 silver
everybody-
pieces, by the way.
Okay, I can handle that. Can we all pitch in for the canoe?
I would like to point out that I have 5 gold.
All right, Darius.
I can take care of the canoe, of one canoe.
No. We're all using them. Pay evenly.
Darius can't.
I will carry the canoe.
Yeah, Darius will be the beast of burden. We will all chip in a little extra.
We all
Carry
chip
our-
in 25.
Yes.
Darius carries.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That's his payment. Muscle.
Alrighty. So, we have 2 canoes. We need to get to the western side of Port Nyanzaru and start our way down the River Shawshansta. Agreed?
Agreed?
Yep.
Let's roll.
Okay. All right. So, you guys purchase your items, and you woke up early enough in the day in the Tiriki anchorage that it's still fairly early by the time you've finished with your purchases. Making your way out of the city through the through Old City, if you're heading southwest, you kind of pass these large ziggurats. You pass by this long, maybe 100, 200 foot long, 50-foot wide, deep, stone-lined pit. The pit that Darius and Huckvar, you guys recognize as that sort of roundabout you guys made during the dinosaur race. And you see in here, kind of now in the daylight, you can see these, these stands that are kind of set around it. Must provide some kind of spectacle. You see pens and cages down below, but nothing really going on at the moment. As well, you pass by this large, kind of in the distance, not really visible until you make your way kind of out of the city and start around this bend, but you can smell it far before. This large sort of sinkhole, enormous sinkhole, just outside of this part of town, you see, seems to serve as the city itself, kind of like a garbage dump. It seems that everything is tossed here, up to and including even, you look kind of close and you see some what look to be bodies have been dumped here as well. It's just this festering pit of garbage, rancid ass water. You see vermin skittering through. Rats and ravens are kind of all around. I swear you think you see what looks like a walking corpse, but kind of look away and look back for a moment and it seems to be gone. Continue on.
That's not very sanitary.
Continue on. Eventually, making your way. Kind of, are you guys heading along the beach, or do you guys want to head, like, how do you guys want to make your way to the river proper?
Straight there as best we can.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to get there safely and quickly.
Sure. All right. So heading there, it's you follow this path out of the old city. It kind of seems to lead not quite into the jungle. It seems to be more clear through here. So you guys are kind of in this hex here on your player map. You guys can see that green pin I'm moving, right?
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. Okay. So, and what kind of pace? Are you guys trying to make a quick pace at this point, or are you guys heading normally?
Probably. Maybe normal?
Probably not like
Normal.
quick,
Yeah.
yeah.
Quick, yeah.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. So normal pace. You guys can make it. I'd say, given the early start, I'll say you guys make it just to the edge here of the mouth of this river, Seshenstar. Now, along the way, you kind of see, this bright sunlight filtering through the foliage occasionally. You're kind of now, as you approach the mouth of this river, you really see now the jungle proper of this area, at least similar to what you saw outside of Fort Balarian. This thick green canopies of wide leaves and foliage, and insects buzzing in and out of your view. Varying rumbles echo from within the jungle itself. Traveling throughout the day. So as you travel, would you guys like to be foraging for food and water, or are you just trying to make your way there?
I think we should get to the river as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and just as a quick, so you had 100 pounds of water, right? So that was, what did we decide? So you guys had about 12 gallons of water, I think, in total. You purchased the 10, and then you caught 2 more. roughly. So, okay.
Mhm.
So you use up most of your your initial stores of water to get here. Sorry. Using up some of your food stores as well. Okay, so as the sun kind of begins to close in on the horizon, you kind of begin to set up your camp, set out your rain catchers here on the shore of this river, Sashenstar. I'll go ahead and assume you guys taking the same watch as the previous night, or are you changing it up?
I'll stay up this time around
Okay.
for one of the watches.
Yeah, I'll take one too.
Okay. Easy enough. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll take one. It doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
All right,
Same.
sure thing. Okay. So,
If it wasn't like completely dark when we got there, I wouldn't mind looking for food once we like set up camp.
okay,
If someone wanted to join.
sure. It's pushing a little bit later, but you figure probably have enough time to make a small amount of effort to forage for some food if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and make a survival check. 8. Okay. So you kind of scavenge around a little bit, Bumblebee, but you're not really familiar enough with this locale to feel comfortable selecting anything for consumption by the rest of your companions.
Dang it.
If you need me to, I can search food as well.
Let me see. I can't remember how much. So should we take one ration down from everyone's?
I'll search for food as well, I guess.
Okay. Make a survival check as well, Huckmar. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Huckmar.
I'm still learning the jungle.
Yeah. There you
It's
go.
a new place.
It is a new place. This is what you're good at, but it still kind of throws
Not
you off
that
a little
good.
bit. Okay. So, yeah, everyone go ahead and if you have rations, go ahead and tick down a expenditure of them for your journey here.
Need rations anyway, really.
Okay. So, set up your camp for the evening. Darius, you said you wanted to take the first watch?
Yeah, I'll take first.
Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check.
Gotcha.
18. Okay. So, in the dark, soon after you guys set up camp for the evening, you notice the sound of snapping twigs. You see in the distance some leaves are kind of shaking or being pushed out of the way, and you see what looks to be torchlight. Wait a moment longer, and you see a band of these scouts seem to be moving through the woods in the distance. You make out 5 torches in the darkness.
All right, it's time to make. Are they heading towards us or?
They seem to just be they seem to be coming out of the jungle. You see them in the jungle. They haven't quite breached the perimeter of the jungle yet, but they seem to be heading out of the jungle.
Nah, we're fine.
Okay.
They're friendly travelers.
Okay.
I bet. I have my axe out just in case.
All right. So you kind of watch them as they approach, and they do seem to approach in your direction, noticing your camp You see them kind of wave their torch before they approach to kind of get your attention. And they call out to you. Are you friendly or are you foe?
Well, it depends. Are you about to kill me or not?
We are good-natured explorers returning from an expedition. We got a little bit lost on the way back. Do you mind
we're
if
about
we...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Do you mind if we take up camp here with you all tonight?
Well, feel free. We're about to head in ourselves tomorrow, actually.
Ah, well. As they kind of approach now, you see them. They seem to be You see sorry, excuse me. You see with them 4 of these scouts, kind of wearing, jungle faring exploration equipment, and a single priest-looking individual. They all seem to be kind of bearing these greenish colors and standards of. Let me see here. There you go. Kind of bear this golden green emblem of this stag kind of facing to the left, emblazoned on this golden sort of sigil background. They'll kind of begin to unpack their supplies and set up their own tents and rain catchers and such, and this leader among them kind of comes to you and thank you. We were worried that we were never going to find our way out.
When did you get in there?
We set out about a week ago. Just a small exploratory mission to just check on. We had reports of undead activity in this area of the jungle between the 2 rivers that we were asked to go and investigate. And indeed, we did find some traces of zombies, of ghouls, and dispatched them. Destroyed the bodies, and we're returning to report our success.
Why did you destroy those bodies?
We burned them.
Good choice.
Aye. Our that holy man there, he at his suggestion.
He was wise to do so.
Aye. Tell me, what brings you all out into this jungle?
Same thing as you. Just, charting the area.
I see. Well, to be safe, if you don't mind, I'm going to go and get some rest.
And feel free, friend. I'll keep watch over both of our camps.
It'd be greatly appreciate it. They kind of set their camp. They're not intermingled right in there with you guys, but they're they're within earshot. They're keeping some distance, but they're not way out of the way.
I'll keep my eye on them too.
Okay. Make a history check.
Okay. Oh my god, that didn't actually fucking roll it. Oh my god. Wait, that's insight.
That's insight.
Sorry.
What's your history modifier?
-1. Go ahead and make that a
13.
less than that. Yeah, 13.
Okay. Still good enough. The time you spent in Baldur's Gate, you'd recognize this symbol as the Emerald Enclave.
Okay.
It's sorry. This is one of the factions in Baldur's Gate, or of Faerun. Survivalists, wilderness explorers, typically tend to kind of try to preserve natural order by rooting out sort of unnatural things that threaten nature, essentially. Kind of like the hippie druids of Baldur's
Gotcha.
Gate.
Gotcha.
Though less useless, more kind of like Bear Grylls style.
Okay. All right.
You kind of see them. Seems to explain why these 4 individuals do seem to be equipment-wise rather prepared, but gives you some pause that they mentioned that, you know, they didn't take too deep of a journey and it still took them some time to find their way back.
I mean, they got lost. They're foolish explorers. What can I say? They didn't have a map unlike I do.
Alright. Other than that, though, another hour or so passes before you kind of start to feel a couple of yawns creep up. Kind of feel
Alright.
your tent calling you.
It's time to wake up Asher.
Okay.
And yet somehow I'm gonna find bumblebee fucking tuna inside my tent.
So you stop by and you wake up Asher, and making your way back to your tent, you see a large cat doing what cats do, kind of curled up on top of like a pillow.
I sigh and I go back to Asher's tent.
Give me a
Oh,
tense
never mind.
blanket.
Yeah.
Musical tense. Oh
Okay.
no.
Rise.
Alright, Asher, you awake and curious. There seems to be another camp set up adjacent to you guys, but
Oh, I tell him not to worry about them.
okay. I figured as much.
You got it.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check, Asher.
Alright, just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Skills. Perception. That's good.
8. Okay. So, as you go to take your watch, you find yourself kind of deep in thought, kind of pondering over the previous night's dream, trying to, you know, make heads or tails of it. What might it mean? Who is this Dendar? What is this long night? Why did you feel drawn to whatever it was they were doing? But it's distracting, and suddenly you hear a crack, and you look over, and it was a log in the campfire that had snapped and burst and sent some ash and spark into the sky, and it kind of pulls you out of this sort of contemplative meditation you had found yourself in, and kind of look around you, and everything seems to still be in order. Everything seems to still be in the camp. You see your party, you hear your party rather, sleeping soundly. And whoever these Emerald Enclave individuals are adjacent to you seem to be keeping to themselves. The rest of the night seems to pass uneventfully.
Nice.
Anyone taking your third watch?
I will.
Okay.
I'll go wake him up.
Okay. So, how far? Perception check?
So I'll just keep watch, read a bit of the book.
Okay. We make another perception check.
The real question is, where is Asher gonna sleep?
I go into my tent.
Okay.
I don't care who's in there.
Alright, so 2. So, once more you dive into this book, kind of enthralled by what you'd read previously, wanting to learn more. And this time, you find yourself drawn to this description called labeled as a grung. Seems to be this small frog-like creature. You kind of just read about it. Seemed to be a more friendly creature. Well, as friendly as creatures in the jungle seem to be, these tiny, small, and kind of anthropomorphic frog people, probably the same size as goblins, and while they may look cute in appearance, you start to read through the notes and you realize they're anything but. Volo even has kind of here marked to the side, kind of in like the what the hell is that? What the hell do you call that? Like the margin? Sorry, the margin of the page.
Cliff notes.
Yeah, the margin of this page, a small note that reads, "Sentient, poisonous frogs that live in trees. Truly, the gods must hate us." goes into detail about a caste system that these amphibians seem to employ based on their colorations, kind of places them into different castes, and each caste lays eggs in separate pools. The green grungs are the warriors of the tribe, the hunters, the laborers. Blue grungs work in more of an artisanal role, domestic roles, supervising, working in sort of a more crafting sense. Supervising these groups, supervising the green warriors and the blue artisans, the purple grungs, which have a knack for administrative work, being commanders. Further notes begin to read that the red grungs are the scholars and magic users of the tribe, and they rest at a higher caste even than the purple, blue, and green. They even receive, proper respect from those higher than them. And finally, the two highest castes, the orange grungs, which are these authoritative elite warriors, and have authority over all those below them. And finally, the golden grungs, which hold the highest position. And a tribe's sovereign is always a gold grung. A grung is born into their caste for life. Specifically called out by Volo here are the different poisons that each different grung employs. Each caste seems to produce their own. Green being the lesser of these poisons, gold grung is producing this kind of charming poison. Other than that, another crack of the campfire, and you pull yourself out of your book and look around, and you see a number of these Emerald Enclave individuals have already kind of begun to wake up, prep their things, and kind of waving a torch your direction, they begin to leave.
Okay.
All right.
I'll let them go.
Okay.
I will not murder them this time.
Oh, here you go, Alex.
Oh, they're so cute.
Oh, and then these were
They're
the
little
other, these were
slave
the
driver
other,
swips.
these were the hold on, let me see here. This was the picture of the anathema. And
For the record, I do have the book, so
oh, okay, there you go, perfect.
yeah.
There you go.
It's-
Perfect. All right. Okay. With that, first fingers of morning light begin to creep over the horizon. Start to feel the warmth of the. You start to feel the warmth superseding the kind of colder night that you experienced. And next morning comes. The rest of the party begins to kind of rouse from their slumbers. And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Hey.
Lamau.
We're not murdering the whole city. God, you guys are such wimps.
Such reasonable people? Yeah, sorry.
Says the guy that forced us to take a whole fucking session to figure out how to murder.
Listen, that had money involved in it. This one doesn't.
Yes, it does. They're merchant prince. They have a ton of money. We kill them, we take it.
Wait, I just remembered. I remember us going to get your dog fitted. Did we ever get the armor back from him?
It's gonna take
Nice. Yeah, it's gonna take a while.
Oh, dang it.
It's gonna take
Dog.
Chungus some time.
You call fucking Chungus a
Dog
dog
armor.
again. I swear to God, you're gonna lose every fucking.
Hey, he asked me if I purr.
I was curious.
I didn't. Wait, do you?